Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. We're going on Wednesday edition of The Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that as we do every. And we do have a good program set up for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. Deb will do that with Woke News. We'll do that around 3:20. 4 o'clock, it's Animal House. The zoo's in town. Jamie and Ava will be around to talk about the Bluegrass Barbecue Day going on. Plus, it supports a special animal and one of my favorites.
Yes, it does.
5 o'clock hour, talk to Scott Maxwell. We'll do trivia. A pair of Doobie Brothers tickets up for grabs. The 5 o'clock hour. 6 o'clock, we'll end it up with Ross Thoughts and Last Call. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my very lovely and dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
Listen, Uber Eats have BOGO deals all the time. Don't get it delivered. Just pick it up. Boom! You just got BOGO food.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram, and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's just at Jim Colbert Show. Every day, all day at JimColbertLive.com. Bills is your 3 o'clock keyword, BILLS. Go to realradio.fm and send it away for your chance at $1,000, just like
Stanley.
yesterday. We had a 2 o'clock winner.
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
In
5
Daytona.
o'clock. 5 o'clock.
Daytona
Because we're not on at
Beach.
2 o'clock. That's right.
Yeah, we'd get to claim that win, Jim. What are
I
you
love
doing
that.
giving that to the news junkie?
That's 6 total, right? for us?
Yeah.
All right, man.
We're balling.
Starting to climb back up there, Jack, right?
I love it.
10 would be the great.
So
10 would be
better.
great. 20 would be better. Yeah,
20 would be, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like 1 an hour would be awesome.
we have, 4 opportunities
Every day.
during our show?
That's right.
Wait till I tell you guys about the 30s.
Oh, man, no.
30 is even
All right,
better.
407-916-1041. How's everybody's Wednesday?
Good.
Good until 3 minutes ago when I realized I don't know where my phone is, and then you go to sign into anything, and it's sending a code to your phone for your double verification, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. I can't do much.
It's coming from the man who was still doing a meeting 3 minutes to the top of the hour.
No. We were waiting for the intro to roll, and we looked over, and there's nobody in main control. I see Ross over there standing by the computer with his hands in the air, as if, come on,
What do we do?
come on. It's like an old steam engine.
Like a druid. Make it work.
It was scary.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
fine.
scary.
All right, excuse me, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's see. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about today. First things first. Have you guys heard about the what's going on right with this Marine helicopter? Do you have that news, by the way?
I do, actually.
Well, that's insane.
It is.
Like
It is.
It's like a weird mystery because when you read the stories about it, there's no information about it. It's just like they're missing. Chopper don't know, and then that's it. Like we hope. So we'll
It's
have
kind of
more.
like the missing plane, remember?
Right, yeah.
Hey, we have a multi-million-dollar airplane that kind of took off on its own.
Yeah.
And
See, I like stories like that because it makes me feel a whole lot better about myself. Every time I've ever misplaced car keys, I'm like, at least I'm not the federal government
Right.
misplacing a fighter jet.
Yeah, or a $40 million helicopter, or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be flying from one base to the other, and I guess they just lost track of the damn thing. They
Zigged instead of zagged.
They found the chopper, don't know where the Marines are. It's the weirdest story. But we'll have
Yeah.
a little bit more about it in just a few minutes for sure. Well, we always work our way onto these lists. Florida, Central Florida as well, but Florida in general. We just made one the other day, the new Smyrna Beach
Ooh.
one with the shark bites.
we're number one.
Yeah, we have the shark bite place. We also are one of the places in America that most people are moving to. I just saw that today. It's like out of the top 10 markets people are moving to, I think 5 of them are in Florida.
Yes.
Kissimmee, Melbourne, Ocala. Ocala apparently is exploding.
Yeah, it is.
Like exploding at the seams.
because you've got Sumter County, which borders Marion County,
Right.
which is the home of the villages.
Mhm.
You've got all those people who work in, maybe work in the villages, can't necessarily afford to live there. So all those surrounding areas, not to mention that beautiful new equestrian center. For people who don't know, big horse money is up in Ocala.
Giant.
Some
Big
expensive
horse money.
expensive stuff out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Very.
Well, we made a list of another, and the funny thing is
Crazy.
you could look at this. You could look at this a bunch of ways. All right, but currently, right now, Florida ranks 4th on this particular list. This list, the funny thing is the top 2 of the top states in this list you would expect to be there based on what it is. And what it is the most sinful states in America.
Nice.
They consider Florida to be the 4th most sinful state in America, which is I actually kind of think that's amazing because, I mean, other than the crazy media we get, I mean, Florida mostly is known for retirees and Disney, is it not?
Yeah.
And orange juice.
Yeah.
Aren't those the things, sunshine, right? Aren't those the things that we're known for nationwide more than
Family
any other?
fun, beaches.
Right.
I mean, maybe if this was the 60s or
No, dude,
70s.
It's a theme about Universal and Disney, man.
Absolutely. But I
But you
think
also have Miami. I get that.
if you grab your average Texan or average Californian and go, what's the first word that pops into your mind when I say Florida? I think the word comes out crazy.
Yeah,
I
same
think
here,
they
crazy.
I think they say the word crazy. They don't say theme parks. They don't think old people. Because here's the thing. Sure, we do have old people, and we also don't have old people. One of my favorite things about Florida is that it kind of feels like it's a triple state, almost like its own country. We have every culture. To my knowledge, what culture?
pretty diverse.
What culture do we not have here in Florida?
Very diverse state.
And it's backwards. The North is the South.
You do have a guy who
That is true.
on Monday decided to just, walk around Fort Lauderdale International Airport without any clothes
Oh,
on.
really? That's nice.
Well, it was a little warm, South Florida.
Let me say this, though, okay? Florida, I would give you, does get a bunch of crazy in the media. Crazy isn't necessarily sinful.
I would give that to Las Vegas, but I don't think the whole state of Nevada is sinful.
Nevada's number 1.
Has to be.
No.
Nevada,
really?
yeah, it has to be. I mean,
It's called
yeah.
Sin City.
Yeah.
But it's one city.
Yeah, but it's
But what's in the rest of it?
I don't
it's
know.
all
It's-
desert.
I've never been.
It's Vegas and Reno. There
I've
you go.
never been. By the way, there is a guy who has just proven that you can scale the sphere.
Oh, really?
Traffic in the area is being
boy.
cordoned off as they try and get this man who climbed the 344-foot structure, I
Oh,
believe.
man.
Yeah, so they're trying to get him off. So get him down.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Hey-o.
How you doing?
Hey.
That's how Sin City Vegas is. You
Right.
just said that.
Now, so we know Nevada's number 1. I told you that Florida's number 4. What do you think number 2 is?
California.
California's number 3.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
New York?
New York is
I'm going to say New York's not in the top 4.
it's
Oh,
not
no,
in the
because that's where the state kind of balances out the city. on that.
Okay.
number 17, New York.
Whoa.
And when I say when you hear number 2, and again, it's for one place. The entire
Illinois.
The entire state's a little bananas, but it is
Maryland.
one specific place that gives this the number 2 Sin City rank.
Not Illinois for Chicago.
Not Illinois for Chicago.
And you heard Maryland?
Georgia.
Portland,
No,
Oregon.
not Oregon, not Georgia, not Atlanta, not the ATL.
Washington State.
By the way, South Carolina is number 6th on this list.
You go. That's where Doc Holliday lives.
Texas number 7, Arizona number 8, Pennsylvania
Wisconsin?
number 9. Wisconsin's dead last.
Hot damn.
Dead last.
You know it, eh?
Think
happy
about it,
when it's
guys.
high up on the list, happy when it's
Yeah.
the lowest.
Think
You
about it.
don't want to be stuck in the middle.
Where do you go to get loose
Louisiana.
professional?
New Orleans.
There you go, Deborah. I was going to say, one time of
Yeah.
year, you go to get real loose, and that's Louisiana, New Orleans.
Still never been.
Comes in number 2. And it's weird. They have this thing broken down to anger and hatred rank, jealousy rank, excesses and vices rank, greed rank, and lust rank. And when it comes to Florida, we rank 4th on the lust trail, 5th on the jealousy column, but on the others, we're like really, really low, like in the 40s and 30s.
Really?
But it's just we're so high in those twos. Louisiana says excesses and vices is number 1. When you go to
Yeah.
Nevada, it goes 73313. I mean, they're up there, kid.
Yeah, I think that all checks out.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird though because when you read the first 2, you're like, okay, well, Vegas and New Orleans. I mean, everybody in America kind of knows that's synonymous with being bad, right? Mm-hmm. But Florida is the one. It's a real shocker. Like, I got to tell you, I think that's pretty shocking. Like, I don't think this is a very sinful state.
Well,
I mean, we're full of old people in theme parks built for kids.
Yeah, but we have Ybor.
Yeah, we do have Ybor. We have the keys.
I'm over
We have
here.
the keys.
I'm playing the game of Dodge the Needle over at Ybor.
We
Yeah.
used to have spring break, which was complete debauchery, but we don't
Oh.
really have that anymore.
Up in the Panhandle.
No, in Miami, I mean, the governor has even said that he's
Yeah.
going to help law enforcement. They had
Really?
over 800 arrests last spring break.
Wow.
They're getting ready to shut spring break down in Miami Beach.
So we still have that.
Florida strip clubs are next level.
Yeah. Well, and Jack, I think you were thinking right with Chicago with murder and crime, but in reality, that's only like one part of this. The metrics on this thing really, are like greed, lust, all the
fun stuff.
the sins, the 7 sins.
Well, I mean, murder is a sin.
Tennessee's number 5. Is it because of
Memphis?
of Nashville?
Probably
Memphis.
Nashville.
Nashville and Memphis.
Oh, Memphis, yeah.
And they're ranking hate because
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
felt
there
it
you
in
go.
Nashville. It's the only place in Orlando. I remember I was in that weird Bud Light bubble. I was like, man, people are actually. I don't think people actually care about this whole Bud Light thing. I did that comedy show out in Nashville. I saw free beer getting refused at bars
They're trying
because
to
it
give
was
away.
Bud Light.
Yeah.
They were trying to give it away, and people were getting angry.
Yeah.
Being asked if they wanted a free Bud Light.
Yeah, now they're sponsoring Shane Gillis.
Oh yeah. Here comes Nashville making a U-turn.
Okay, before we get to news, this is the last thing. What state do you think ranks number 1 in lust? And I will tell you, the state is in the top 10. We've said this name, but I do not think of this state and lust as a pairing. I will tell you this. They rank 6th in jealousy, 33rd in hatred, 40th in greed, and 38 in excess. And this, again, is because of one city, all that stuff. But I do not understand how this state becomes number 1 in the lust category.
California?
California's number 2. That's exactly what I would have guessed. I would have guessed California was number 2.
I'm going to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma is not the answer.
I don't know, man. I saw some tread marks out there.
Florida's number 4 on that list. Tennessee, number 5 on that
Texas.
list. Texas is the answer.
Really?
Why is Texas so lustful? Where are they?
Envy?
No, lust.
Greed?
Lust.
Oh, just
lust. Just lust. They're number 1.
All my exes, dude. They live in Texas.
there you go.
It's a
I should have
thing.
just listened to the song.
Yeah, the song explains it all.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Your 3 o'clock keyword is bills, BILLS. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Deb, got some news?
Yeah, well, you hinted at it at the beginning of the show, but yeah, we're going to talk about the missing Marine helicopter has been found. That's the good news portion of the story. We'll cover the bad news portion. Also, a police detective has been arrested after an attack at Walt Disney World.
Okay.
Of all places.
All right.
And then I bet you want to bet on the Super Bowl. So we're going to talk about Super Bowl prop bets and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. All right, 407-916-1041. Yeah, Jack?
No, that's great. Looking forward to it.
All right, 77031. Back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Sure, you could call your family, but then they'll start calling you all the time. Instead, just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Travel with caution. There was an earlier accident causing delays on Old Winter Garden Road eastbound before Hiawassee Road. There's still police activity on Highway 1792 due to an accident southbound at Cayley Street. Watch out for that one. And there's delays northbound and southbound on Semorin Boulevard due to an accident near Dahlia Drive. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by ViStar Credit Union. ViStar Credit Union is growing and is proud to open their 20th Central Florida branch in Altamont Springs. They are now open and ready to help you reach your financial goals and life goals. Welcome to a better way to bank. Visit ViStarCU.org/Altamont Springs or come visit at 151 North State Road 434. Federally insured by NCUA.
With more and more people moving to Florida, you just heard us talking about that. That means more construction, more traffic, and more noise. Maybe you know the pleasure of hearing school buses and muscle cars rumble past your house at 6:30 in the morning. And who doesn't love a leaf blower waking you up on the weekends, right? If that sounds like you, then replace your old windows with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. Every window from Renewal by Andersen is built with their exclusive Fibrix material, which is 2 times stronger than vinyl and features features the most energy-efficient glass they've ever offered. And at 4.5 inches thick, you can let the world go on with its business without interrupting your home, or better yet, your baby that you just got to sleep. Now through the month of February, buy 4 windows and/or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Get connected to Central Florida like never before with Very Local, powered by WESH 2. Stay informed with the local news team you trust. Explore original series and specials.
You are one of the most inspiring people I've ever met.
Experience new sights and new adventures with the ultimate Central Florida insiders.
I can't wait to go check it out. Come with me.
24/7 TV made just for you.
How awesome is this?
Download the free Very Local app now and stream like a local.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our windows blend energy performance with hurricane protection. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Let the professionals at Fence Outlet save you time and money. We handle everything from the free estimate to the install. We do it all, and you get 0% financing. So come into Fence Outlet or visit fenceoutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Steve Kramer here with a divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. One firm for life.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Doctors take Field of Greens for their own health. Here's Dr. Ryan Green to explain.
We're like you, too much fast food, not enough exercise. That's why I take Field of Greens. The fruits and vegetables in Field of Greens support my heart, lungs, kidneys, and metabolism for weight loss. And Field of Greens promises your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back.
Get 15% off with promo code RADIO at fieldofgreens.com. That's promo code RADIO at fieldofgreens.com.
Product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Anka.
And I'm Skip Bronson.
What happens when two of our friends take their decades of experience in the business and sit down with our buddies?
You get Our Way, a brand new show from iHeart Podcast where we chop it up with our pals about everything under the sun.
Hear amazing guests like Jason Bateman, Michael Bublé, Mark Burnett, and many more as they sit down with Paul and Skip.
This is our podcast, and we're going to do it our way.
Listen to Our Way on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Hey, so apparently Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
I would say Florida. Don't count off the retirees, because if you consider the supposed STD rates that are going on in the villages, that might have a lot to do with the sin rating, according to the stories I've heard about what goes on up there.
I love it. This guy's sure there is some crazy orgy happening in the villages.
It's so hard to tell. You know, there was a recent article where they came out and said, nah, that's just rumor. But then we do get text messages at 77031 saying, oh, yeah, we try to match the loofah with the patient.
Oh, yeah.
Because the whole loofah messaging thing.
Oh, I'm guessing there are some places you do not want to spray that stuff.
Her name is Margaret.
Yeah, this is a no luminol area, if you don't mind. We don't want it to look a Dalmatian in here. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Bills is your 3 o'clock keyword. We had a winner yesterday, guys, right here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Stanley.
The pump is primed. Get that money, BILLS. Go to realradio.fm and send it away for your shot at that $1,000. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here is Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke. On the Jim Colbert Show.
And Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. All right, if you were listening at the top of the show, you heard Jimmy mention the mystery of a missing Marine helicopter. Well, that has been found in California. Unfortunately, the 5 Marines that were on board remain unaccounted for.
So bizarre.
It is.
They didn't even say if it crashed or anything. They just said they found the chopper, but they haven't found the people.
So the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing said the helicopter was found in Pine Valley. That's just over 40 miles east of San Diego, where they were dealing with whiteout conditions with snow that made it really difficult in the beginning of the search and rescue. But the search and rescue operation is underway to find those 5 missing Marines. The helicopter was being used in a training flight from Creech Air Force Base near Las Vegas when it was reported overdue. Federal, state, and local agencies are assisting in the search.
Wow.
40 miles east of San Diego can have whiteout snow conditions.
I couldn't believe it, but when I saw the live shot, you know, having lived in San Diego, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm thinking they've over the ocean or something.
It has to get pretty mountainous there because San Diego is, right there.
Southern California.
Southern California and one of the most moderate climates in the country.
Yeah, but you do drive in over the Sierra Nevadas because I remember driving in from New Mexico and you come up over the mountains and you see that beautiful city laid out in front of you. It's like, wow, it is a beautiful city. But apparently, I saw the live shot and I could not believe the snowfall that they were dealing with.
Well, that weather they're dealing with out there, it's snow or rain, one of the two. Take your pick. It is killing San Diego.
And unfortunately, the National Weather Service says more rain is on the way for the area that's already been inundated. So at this point, Jimmy, let's hope that they were able to land in a way that the men got off the helicopter and maybe thought they would hike their way in. I don't know. It is a mystery. We'll keep our eye on that. All right. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley had been expected by many to win the Nevada Republican primary on Tuesday, but came up short.
Oh, did Trump eat her?
No, it's worse.
With voters opting to choose, quote, none of these candidates, end quote.
Oh, boy.
She lost to none of the above, dude.
A conflict of rules resulted in former President Trump not being on the ballot. However, he will be in the running in Thursday's caucus and is expected to cruise to victory. Now, Haley,
so he's having a good day after yesterday's bad.
Right.
Okay.
Haley, for her part, has vowed to stay in the race against Trump, even if the polls have her trailing by double digits.
Yeah. She's just waiting for that court decision, buddy. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
She's just waiting for the Supreme Court to shut down his ability to run again, and after that, we'll see what happens.
The hailstorm.
Yeah.
It's more of, it's not even a hail shower.
She doesn't seem to be very well liked by establishment Republicans or the new wave of Republicans. They don't seem to really like her that much.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre. That's like one of the big things internally is like no way Nikki or something like that. There's some kind of no Nikki, never Nikki. You know, so it is bizarre how she's being received.
Something wrong with her chromosome.
Yeah, who knows? Too smart.
Senate Republicans are expected to tank a $118 billion border security and foreign aid package. The Senate is holding a procedural vote on the legislation right now, which is expected to be blocked by lawmakers who say it doesn't go far enough in stopping the flow of illegal immigration. If the vote fails, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer plans to drop the border provisions and force a vote only on the aid for Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan. The border deal negotiated by a bipartisan group of senators and the White House collapsed just days after its release. Republicans and former President Trump have criticized the deal, arguing it would do nothing to secure the border. And for his part, Governor Ron DeSantis is also speaking out against the bill. Speaking in Fort Pierce earlier today, DeSantis said the bill doesn't do enough to secure the border with Mexico. He also said Republicans are giving President Biden an opportunity to take credit for trying to do something about the border situation and blame the GOP and former President Trump for blocking it.
It's already happening. Are you kidding me? What do you mean he thinks it's going to happen? It's been happening for 3 days. It's literally been happening since the minute it got shut down.
Since the minute it was, you can't approve this.
Yeah. It started happening, but they're already saying it.
Yeah.
So
DeSantis recently ordered up to 1,000 troops from the Florida National Guard and the Florida State Guard. Remember, the State Guard only answers to the governor to deploy to the southern border. All right. The Florida Supreme Court is being asked to decide whether a proposed constitutional amendment guaranteeing the right to an abortion will go before voters. Oral arguments are being heard today on the case in which will determine if the language of the ballot measure is acceptable. The proposed amendment would allow abortion until fetal viability. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody argues the proposed wording should be rejected because it misleads voters and fails to define the term viability. Also going on in Tallahassee, a bill restricting the potency of marijuana is moving forward.
Okay.
Taken away.
They're not done fighting.
No, they're not.
Fighting the good fight here in the state of Florida.
You know
Republicans don't want you getting weed.
We don't mind you being a little high, but not too high.
We don't want you to have sex. But, well, a state Senate committee yesterday approved Senate Bill 7050. It calls for limits on how much THC can be in marijuana products if recreational marijuana becomes legal. They're going to find a way to punish us no matter which way it goes, right? That'll be up to voters if a proposed constitutional amendment is allowed on November's ballot. The bill limits THC to 15% in edibles, 30% in smokable products, and 60% in other products.
There's somebody out there right now when they hit the smokable number, it went, oh, okay. Well, I see a lot of people is like,
I have
30%.
So I don't even know if that's good or not.
30% is pretty strong, I think.
Because
for smokable.
Ross?
Back in the day, it used to be either you had it or you didn't.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
There was no
dialing it in.
No brands, funny names.
Yes.
You had it or you didn't.
I didn't smoke it and just one eye twitched. I didn't dial it in like that.
No. Ross, where are we here?
I can just hear the black market just going, baby.
Yeah, right.
Just throw a regulation on that.
Right. Exactly.
Let us breathe.
I'll come in at 41% and I'll tell everybody.
Where's that Cheech and Chong website?
Let me just beat them prices. That's what I hear is that the black market is now like, all right, well, I guess we're cool again.
Yeah. Because then if people bought it, wouldn't they just put it in one of the containers of...
Yeah, man, come on.
Well, I don't know, because if it's recreational and it's legal, why would you even need to do that?
Listen, it's not like it needed to be legal. Like, people were smoking weed. It was going to happen.
It did need to be legal because you don't want to have to go to the black market.
I understand
for somebody who wants to go and has no problem worrying about getting it off the street, more power to you. But for those who don't want the stigma of an arrest for something that should be legal, then whatever.
Yeah, and it's not like you're pulling it to some shanty, and going to a back window through a cut piece of screen to buy marijuana, right? I mean, you're pretty much buying it from your accountant.
Right.
I mean, my God,
who's sitting next to you
There's
at
nothing,
the dispensary.
nothing lascivious about it at all. It's like usually a college student or maybe a mom.
It's nice being able to have it without fear of the power of arrest.
Yeah, that's it. You definitely don't want that on your record.
I also just want to know where they pulled those numbers out, because as soon as I heard those numbers, I was like, they're trying to make more money off of us, or some sort of, because there's no logical reason.
Control.
Yes, control.
Just more control.
Yeah, because they know that the groups that wanted to put that question on the ballot got enough signatures. They couldn't stop them there, right? If this thing, it's just like medical marijuana, Ross. Medical marijuana passed, and the state dragged its feet for years to release Charlotte's Web, which was
not even a THC.
It didn't even have THC in it. It was approved for children with epileptic seizures, but the state
And who
dragged
cares
its
about
feet
them?
because it didn't want to give in to what it didn't want to do, and eventually it had to. This is just another way of just making it not look that appealing.
So it's another way for them to ignore the voters.
They just laugh behind the scenes at how hard it is.
Yeah.
Oh, they're getting high, but it's taking them a minute.
but
we got him. We really got him this time.
To Ross's point, there's got to be a money angle down the road.
It has to be.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Once they see the money they're missing out.
Well, but then it still doesn't check out, because then why would you regulate it? If you're trying to make as much money as you possibly can, then you have as open of a market as you possibly can, right?
I would imagine that their argument would be the same in the way that they've handled gambling in the state. Make a deal that the state approves by saying the servers being on Seminole property, so they get to have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah, because right now they're cut out of the process.
Exactly.
So now they're trying to make a niche for them to say, oh, we have some control here. And then with that control, they can later monetize it.
And as well by saying, well, we didn't really approve casino gambling, right? We're not letting Florida turn into the next Las Vegas. We're controlling it and limiting where it's at. All right. A Massachusetts police detective is accused of attacking security and cast members at Walt Disney World.
Okay. So far, so good. Go
An
ahead.
affidavit states that 38-year-old Dwayne Danforth was trying to enter a private event at Epcot last week when he got into an argument with two guards and a sheriff's deputy, apparently while also holding a small child in his left arm.
Oh,
yeah.
They call that a hostage.
Was it? Well, yeah. Was it his?
He reportedly threatened to kill the officials before assaulting them.
Damn.
The report says Danforth, like I said, was carrying the child and appeared to have been drinking at the time of the incident.
All right.
He was eventually taken into custody. The Brookline Police Department in Massachusetts says Danforth is on administrative leave.
Okay, good.
But what was bothering me was when I read the story, they said his bond had been reduced to $10.
$10.
That's what I thought. I mean, I knew he wanted to get back home to Massachusetts, but I'm thinking
That's a
battery and a law enforcement officer and battery. I've never heard of a $10 bat.
It's half a lunch.
That's a New York Jamba Juice.
Right. That's Jack's coffee he had today.
Yeah.
His Oleo coffee.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Check out that olive oil coffee today.
I tried it.
How was it?
Well, we'll talk about it a little bit.
Okay. 4 astronauts are making their way back to Florida from the International Space Station following several delays.
Stuck on I-4?
The crew of Axiom Mission 3 unlocked from the ISS earlier this morning after bad weather off the Atlantic coast pushed the initial weekend departure. The European astronauts have been conducting research experiments at the space station for more than 2 weeks, so they're expected to splash down near Daytona Beach at 8:30 tomorrow morning on Friday.
Nice.
I'm so happy that they still use that term, splashdown.
Yeah,
I
that's
hope
what it is.
It is, but I just love knowing that there's billions of dollars at stake here, and we still use the word splash.
We just drop them in a pool.
Just a splash of cash.
Splish, splash. It's just so funny.
If you're also over on the Gulf Coast, or rather on the Space Coast, a flock of rarely seen birds are still attracting attention in Brevard County. I want to head out there myself because flamingos have been spotted at Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge in the Haulover Canal area. Merritt Island National Wildlife, that is worldwide known with birders all over the world because it's one of the stops for a lot of songbirds from up north on their journey either to South America or here in Florida.
Very cool.
So it's great bird watching. They were originally spotted there during hurricane season, and they don't appear to be in a hurry to leave. It is Florida. A wildlife photographer says it was awesome and surreal to see a species she had never captured on camera before. And a Maryland man visiting for a rocket launch saw them too and said it was a moving experience for him. In fact, he tells Fox 35 he thought he was going to cry.
Oh,
there you go.
I'm more of a spoonbill spoonbill guy myself.
I just saw my first roseate spoonbills in Charleston.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was really cool.
It's a pretty bird.
Oh, I used to shoot spoonbills all the time.
Oh, stop it, dude. What are you doing?
Completely. I have dozens of them.
No, he doesn't. They're endangered. Don't worry about it. Don't listen to him.
Yeah. Red Dead, baby.
There you go.
Oh, God almighty.
Digital spoonbill. You had to do it. It was one of the achievements.
You
I had to go
Deb.
like
You already-
kill.
You had to murder those birds. They had to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Digital spoonbirds. You're on the list.
Living out in Winter Garden, got good news for you. A Cuban cafe is expanding in Orange County.
Nice.
Black Bean Deli.
Oh, man.
Yum.
That's
Black
old
Bean
school.
Deli owner Andres Cortone recently announced plans to open in Winter Garden on Plant Street. This will be his third location in Orange County. His other two spots are in Orlando, of course, on Colonial Drive, the classic, the OG, and Winter Park on Orange Ave. The new space is where New York Bagel Deli and Pizza used to be before it closed last summer. He tells the Orlando Business Journal he hopes the deli can become a little oasis there on Plant Street.
All right, very nice.
And to help wash your order from Black Bean Deli down, a new flavor of Coca-Cola will be hitting store shelves soon.
Bean.
No, Coca-Cola spiced.
So refreshing. Try it today. Coca-Cola Bean.
Coca-Cola Spiced is set to go on sale February 19th, marking the beverage company's first new permanent flavor in 3 years.
Wow.
The new flavor is described as a burst of refreshing raspberry flavors and spiced notes. The company is also launching a flavor called Happy Tears.
Happy Tears.
That will be available.
That's a strain of weed.
That will be available exclusively on TikTok.
Okay.
On February 17th.
God, that doesn't sound sketchy.
To mark Random Acts of Kindness Day. What it
Okay.
says to me is, holy crap, you have one of the biggest soft drink makers in the world coming up with a drink exclusive to a social media platform.
Bananas.
And you can imagine how crazy that's going to go.
Oh, yeah.
February 17th, again, that's to mark Random Acts of Kindness Day. That flavor is described as the taste of Coca-Cola paired with a splash of salty minerals.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't think they were going to take the literal tear route. With salt?
Our executives cried into this can for you.
All right, how many Americans are expected to bet on the Super Bowl this Sunday? We're going to change this up. We're going to go Ross first.
How much am I going to bet?
No.
No.
We're going to do
many Americans.
Yeah, how many Americans?
Are going to bet at least something on the Super Bowl.
We're close to 400 mil. I'm going to go with I'll go with 70 mil.
All right.
That's a solid
I think that's
guess.
I think that is a really solid
Let's
guess.
work around that.
Jimmy, you go next.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, whatever.
You are
What?
Bradshaw. I have never met a human like you.
Come on now.
57 million.
All right.
Get that gap, homie.
Are you going to get that gap?
No, I'm not.
What kind of sack do you
And
have?
I'm going to give Ross a few courtesy years.
Okay.
And I'll say 77 million.
Points, Ross. 70 or 68 million.
Damn, good job, buddy.
68
See, if you
million.
played it right, you could have had it.
Right off the bat.
Son of a bitch.
That's according to a new survey from the American Gaming Association. The number of Americans placing bets on the Kansas City Chiefs and San Francisco 49ers game is up. What percent from last year?
Oh, God, this is a big game. 22.
How about, no, this is going to be way higher. You're talking about the acceleration of sports gambling in the last year?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so how much did you say again?
He said 22 and
he
he's
can't-
locked in.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's locked
22
in.
and
He can't
locked in.
change it.
Thank you.
It's not necessarily locked in.
Did you ever notice that was the one time Jack's memory was 22 and it's locked in?
I'll go 90%.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a gap there,
That is a
Jack.
gap.
What you gonna do with it?
I'll shoot 77 again.
All right. Points, Jimmy. It's 35%.
There you go.
But Ross, with the tiebreaker on that one, he's right because it's likely because legal sports betting has exploded in popularity. So
Yeah,
they're
of
thinking
course.
that's the reason for the increase. And with any chance to bet, come the chance to bet on things that have nothing to do with the game itself.
Which is, I think, the most fun bet.
I think you're right. I think you're right. And just a quick reminder, Jack, let them know that they do not need to change, not even the station, nothing. They any Super Bowl coverage they need, they can get it right here.
That's right. You might not be able to be in front of a television on Sunday, but that's okay. We got you covered, whether it's on Real Radio 104.1. You can listen to our station on the iHeartRadio app or your smart speaker. You just tell it to play Real Radio, and you will hear the Super Bowl from 5 p.m. with some pregame right through the end of the game.
And if that didn't warm the cockles of your heart, maybe this story will. Gamblers now have the opportunity to mix sports and politics.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because who doesn't want to do that?
Yeah.
Editor-in-chief of the Sportsbook Review, James Bichon, says Super Bowl prop bets are becoming more popular than ever, and even Taylor Swift is involved.
Oh, they're fun.
Bet Online Marketplace is offering a variety of politically charged prop bets before Sunday's big game. Some of the most popular bets include 10-1 odds that Taylor Swift will endorse President Joe Biden after the Chiefs win the game.
Okay.
Also, I guess there's prop bets that Travis Kelce's going to propose to her at the halftime.
Yeah, I think you already shut that down a little bit, though.
If more people watch the Super Bowl or vote in the 2024 election is another prop bet.
Oh, man, that is an incredibly good bet.
That's an interesting one. For an extreme fringe of the party who of a political party who is calling out all of this Taylor Swift nonsense and how much that
Twitter's
she's
full
been
of it.
shown in football games. They are coming up with these theories.
I know.
And they are ginning up so much of this
really are.
coverage and content.
I know. So the other prop bets, if Usher will say Biden's name during his performance.
Ooh, another good one.
And if any jokes about either Biden or Trump are made in the commercials during the game.
Interesting.
Well, I wouldn't touch that prop bet at all. What do you consider a joke?
Yeah.
The bookie's the judge of that sense of humor. I'm out.
And I got to tell you, I don't think many corporations are going to take a shot after Bud Light. You know, after they saw,
it's going to be all America.
Yeah, I don't think any corporations want to step into that pond after what happened with to Anheuser-Busch or InBev with Bud Light. I think most people will probably still steer very clear of that fire.
And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Snoop and Master P are suing who? I'll tell you who and why next.
Real Radio is Real Music Weekends.
I'll stop the world and melt with you.
Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your midday Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And it's becoming quite a beautiful one with warm sunshine. It is a bit breezy. High temperatures today running 10 degrees below normal. That translates to a high of 65 degrees. Not bad if you can get out of the wind and enjoy the sunshine. Tonight we cool down into the upper 40s to around 50. Tomorrow we warm up into the 70s and it'll remain warm through the weekend with 80s by Sunday. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Ends 2/10/24. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Man, if you ask anybody who has experienced LASIK, they're going to tell you it's the best thing they've ever done. And even more importantly, they'll add, should have done it way sooner. That's exactly what my father-in-law said. 58 years old, he got his LASIK, changed his life overnight. The only thing he said is, man, I should have done this way before I did it. What are you waiting for? If you have eye issues, get with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys are offering free LASIK consultations, and it couldn't be easier to make your appointment. Just simply text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. They have all the experience you want, and that is 65,000 LASIK procedures using the latest state-of-the-art technology. And if finances is a concern, do not stress there either. They have 24-month interest-free financing. Just text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Don't miss the Players' Championship, March 12th through 17th in Ponte Vedra Beach. Invite your friends and family to enjoy the ultimate fan experience with front row access to the PGA Tour's best players at the iconic Stadium Course. Tickets are on sale now at theplayers.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Come join the city of Mount Dora as we celebrate Scottish culture at the Mount Dora Scottish Highland Festival, taking place the weekend of February 16th through the 18th in downtown Mount Dora. Enjoy live music, Highland athletics, bagpipes, plus a special guest appearance by actor and comedian Jamie Kennedy, and much more. Tickets available at mountdorascot.com. The Mount Dora Scottish Highland Festival, February 16th through the 18th. Sponsored by Guinness, Visit Lake, and the city of Mount Dora.
Guarantee Media is giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99. But you must tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. Text your answer to 96551 and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. If you're one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, we will include a second bonus destination to Orlando, Florida. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. And be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included, plus 4 days in Orlando for only $99. Tell me a country without the letter A in its name. Texting your answer to 96551. That's 96551. This is not a contest. It is paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm McCaufman Lind in the Under Oath podcast. You listen to a lot of attorney commercials, normally concerning the qualifications of that firm, that they will fight for you, that they don't get paid unless you get paid. Instead of doing a commercial, I'm just going to give you some free advice. If you get into a car accident, make sure you receive medical treatment from a doctor within 14 days. If not, the insurance companies can hold you responsible for the first $10,000 of your medical treatment. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Get ready for the big game with the free iHeartRadio app. Pre-game with perfectly tailored playlists like Big Game Party and more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Big Game, and listen now. Make the big game great with iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, one firm for life.com.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassy's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
Want more from us? At The Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
How could you possibly want more from us? All we do is give.
They do, but maybe 20 hours isn't enough.
Maybe it's not, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041.
168 hours in the week.
Text us 77031. Bills is your 3 o'clock keyword.
All that talk of hours, and Jimmy's like, day's over.
We're leaving a lot on the table.
Yeah,
148 hours of us.
All right.
available.
Again, go to realradio.fm and send that away. It's Bills. That is your keyword. Welcome back. I'm Jim Debbies here.
Hello.
And Jack. And Ross as well.
'Tis true, sire.
Have Animal House coming up at the top of the hour. Plus, we'll have a new keyword for you. Remember, I had a winner yesterday right here on the Jim Colbert Show in the 5 o'clock hour.
Stanley from Daytona.
So we have that money ready to go. Go get it. Bills is your word. All right. So I was telling you guys before we went to break that Snoop Dogg and Master P. Now, I know a lot of people will know who Snoop Dogg is. Do you think many people will know who Master P is, Ross?
Yeah. I think that's Little Romeo's dad.
Yeah, make them say, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people actually learned the music business and how to make money making records from Master P. He was like absolutely instrumental in teaching musicians how to turn their rhymes and beats into dollars. You know, he was one of the guys who really mastered the business end of this. And you can hear to this day a lot of people giving testimonials about how Master P was, again, instrumental in making sure that they took their rhymes and took their music and made money with it and they could take advantage of. So, you know, he's very business savvy. And he and Snoop Dogg wanted to start a business to hand over to their kids. Have you guys heard the story, by the way?
I do know what they were making.
Yeah. Do you know, Jack?
Nope.
Yeah, so they partnered up with Walmart and Post Consumer Brands.
Okay. Is that cereal?
That is.
Okay.
That's right. And they were making cereal, kids cereal. One is called Snoop Loops. Loops with the Z, right? And it has a, it looks like a Fruit Loop, but it's, Snoop Loops. Has the, the endorsement of Snoop right there on the box. I guess Mama Snoop was another one. And Master P, I guess, had some cereal as well. And here's what happened. Post Consumer Brands tried to buy the cereal idea from them, okay? And they said no. They turned them down. So when they turned them down, Walmart, the main distributor of these products, decided to overprice them and then put them in the storerooms and not put them out to sell.
Ooh.
Basically pinching their entire business plan and, basically just putting them out of business and not offering the product after they had been, acquired to provide distribution for the product. So after they entered this profit agreement with Post was like, hey, look, when we sell everything, there's not going to be a lot of money left over and, blah, 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 blah. And then they said the consumer brands didn't hold up. So Snoop and Master P sued these guys, and it said Post was not on board with their goals and dreams and had no intention of treating Snoop cereal equally as its own brand. Well, I mean, the only problem I have with the lawsuit, obviously, if they're burying your brand, you should bring action, but you can't expect, Post Brands has been around for 100 years to treat Snoop Loops the same they treat like Raisin Bran or one of the other major brands they have that sell, Cheerios or whatever it may be.
It seems where it gets legally gray here is if there's collusion between the distributor, between the company, the manufacturer, and Walmart as the retail outlet.
And that's exactly what they're saying. Post ensured that Snoop cereal would not be available to customers or that it would incur exorbitant cost that would try to eliminate any profit to Brodus Foods. Of course, Snoop's real name is Calvin Brodus, and they were actually jacking the price of this cereal up to like $10 a box so that nobody would buy it. But which is funny, then. I mean, if you'd have known that, I'd have bought a box just to keep it.
So, yeah, it's so if Post is raising the price, then it's their product. So if they're charging Walmart this much, then Walmart says, well, we're not going to put it on the shelf at that price. We'll just, throw it in the storeroom and then you can buy it back from us or get it back.
Said it was launched in July of last year. The cereal disappeared from many stores within months. Many Walmart stores showed online.
First I heard of it was today.
Yeah. I'd never heard of this.
I knew more about Snoop quitting smoking,
Yeah, exactly.
than this.
Yeah. So they founded Brodus Foods. Snoop and Master P did this, and they were going to create a family company that they could pass on to their kids. But it looks like they're going to wind up suing Post Cereals and Walmart because of suppressing their product because Post made a pitch for the company, and they said no. So you could actually show that there was maybe some retribution in those decisions. That's not going to be good for them. They're probably going to make more off this lawsuit than they ever would have made off their cereal.
Still, I wouldn't have minded a big bowl of Snoop Loops.
You guys still eat cereal?
God, I can't tell you the last time I had a bowl of
We
cereal.
have 2 boxes of Raisin Bran in our house right now. My wife used to eat Rice Chex.
My man, with the fiber.
Yeah, dude, I love the Raisin Bran.
Post or Kellogg's?
I think I have Post actually.
Oh,
You got the Sun?
Okay, easy.
Ew.
Well, yeah.
Do you have the Sun?
Yeah, I got
No,
the,
that's Kellogg's.
That's Kellogg's.
Oh, okay.
Post
I
has
had
the
a
scoop.
cereal this morning.
What'd you have?
And yesterday morning. Same brand. I switched between two. They're both the Aldi brand that Deb determined when you guys were trying to guess the cereal. And it's like a bran flake. One has strawberries in it. The other one is vanilla flavored.
Nice.
I just go back and forth.
Nice.
Yeah.
You eat cereal, Ross?
No, but I'm a granola guy.
You're a granola guy?
Sometimes I'll throw some granola on top of some yogurt.
Some mucilix? Something like that?
What?
You never heard of mucilix? Mucilix?
It sounds like mucinex.
I think that's a Swedish thing, right?
Yeah.
It's just a mixture of like nuts and flakes and dried fruit and stuff.
Muesli.
Sometimes,
Muesli, yeah.
and then I'll grab some berries and whatnot,
There you
throw
go.
it in there, some honey to sweeten it up.
Oh my God! Back in the day, there was nothing in the world like a bowl of Frosted Flakes with big fresh peaches from the field that day before.
Ooh,
We
yum.
would go and pick peaches and bring them home and cut them up in our cereal. Man,
That's a good time right there.
man, what a good time! All right,
I've never heard of food that I'm like, oh man, you have got to have some interesting views. like peaches on Frosted Flakes there, man.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Got a fresh keyword for you coming up next, and Animal House on the other side. Central Florida Zoo's in the house. Stay tuned. More of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Have you ever left a Super Bowl party early but didn't want to miss any of the game? Real Radio is joining FM 96.9 The Game for Westwood One's coverage of Super Bowl 58. Coverage starts at 5 p.m. this Sunday on Real Radio 104.1.
Heavy traffic continues on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound through downtown Orlando and by the major attractions exits. Also looking at slowdowns right now due to a crash at John Young Parkway and Town Center Boulevard. No major delays right now for those taking the Beach Line or the Greenway today. If you see any traffic problems, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
This year, Dell Technologies wants to help you do amazing things with their best tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs, like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Save now at Dell.com/deals.
You know, your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on made-for-Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch, 4 for $10 all month long. Don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment into one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a tune-up before spring. Tools also has 12 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Join the future dreamers and achievers for a celebration of the arts at the Orlando Museum of Art. Their purpose is to support performing arts education through concerts, workshops, and scholarships. And you can be a part of this unique night that'll feature singers, dancers, musicians, comedy, and lots of surprises. Hosted by comedian James Yan, entrepreneur Jennifer Yan, and former Wesh 2 news anchor Jim Payne. Saturday, February 17th at 7 p.m. at the Orlando Museum of Art. Get tickets and more info at futuredna.org.
Add value and security to your property today by contacting Fence Outlet. Now offering customers 0 down and 0% financing for 12 months on any fence product. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more details. Terms of financing apply. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Vito's or Fishbones. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
WJRR presents the Brightside Music Festival April 27th, taking over the Central Florida Fairgrounds for the highly anticipated return of Sublime featuring Jacob Knoll, along with Eric Wilson and Bud Goff, plus special guest 311 along with Goldfinger and plenty more to be announced. Get tickets at brightsidefest.com. That's brightsidefest.com.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the number one audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, PAY, P-A-Y, PAY. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Your 4 o'clock keyword is pay, P-A-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000, guys. Pay. That's the word. Had a winner yesterday here on the show in the 5 o'clock hour. Go get that money today and use the word pay to do it. Remember, if you're playing the game, keep your phone near, keep it on, and answer it when it rings. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Let's do Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And Animal House each and every week is brought to you by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. We'll tell you how you can get in touch with Glenn at the end of Animal House. But now, please join me in welcoming a couple of zoo teachers, one of whom is making her very first trip ever on the radio and here to the Jim Colbert Show. We have Jamie Ling and Ava Ortiz-Fetter from the Central Florida Zoo. Yay! And Willie, the gopher tortoise.
Oh, nice.
Welcome, you guys. How's it going?
Pretty good. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, Ava, this is your first time, right?
My first time, yes.
Yeah.
Now you're holding okay, so
yes.
Everybody has seen gopher tortoises around, right?
Yeah,
Oh, I see them all the time out on my property. I
Do you
mean,
really?
everywhere. And there's certain days when you see a lot of them out, and then you won't see any of them for a while. It's kind of the weirdest thing, to be honest with you. But is that a medium-sized one? Because that's actually looks to be a pretty big-sized gopher tortoise.
He is fully grown. A lot of the other tortoises that we have are a similar size to him. He's about like 7 pounds, but he's a full-grown tortoise.
Oh,
You might
yeah.
have seen some younger tortoises out there.
Now, out of curiosity, I mean, one of the things that we know about gopher tortoises here in Florida is if you are building anything, my wife used to own a fencing company back in the day, and they would be fencing along, and you'd run into a gopher tortoise burrow. You had to stop immediately and call the state. So tell me why. Why is that particular tortoise so protected here in the state of Florida?
Yeah, so our gopher tortoises, they are a keystone species. They are federally protected. So our keystone species just means that they are really important to a lot of other species here. They provide ecosystem service for them. They make all those burrows, and more than like 350 species use those burrows. So it's not just these guys.
Wow, really?
I thought it was like a couple dozen species that use their
350.
350 different
Really?
species. Wow.
Mice, snake,
That's
all
where
kinds of animals.
Yeah.
That's where my nephew went.
And out of curiosity, I mean, I know we were going to talk about the indigo snake here a little bit because we have an event coming up to support that. Is the indigo snake one of those that uses the burrow?
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a specific one that uses it more than any other?
Not necessarily. They all just kind of cohabitate in there, which is very interesting. There's predators and there's prey that just kind of hang out. It's like a party down there, and we don't really know what's going on.
Hold up now. You're telling me that a snake would cohabitate in an area in one of these burrows where there could be something that would predate on in that same burrow and it doesn't?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the burrows are really long. I mean, they can go several feet long and pretty deep as well. So
Really?
They may not encounter each other down there, too, so it kind of depends.
Fascinating, isn't it?
It is fascinating. I want to ask, do the males do most of the digging? Do the females dig more? Is there a role in tortoise life?
Yeah, are there chores the same as with tortoises as it is with humans?
So with our tortoises, they are solitary. The males will have larger territories for sure, but the females they still have a good number of burrows, but their territories are significantly smaller.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
And something I wanted to point out because, I'm one of those people that you see a turtle or a tortoise and you automatically assume it needs to go to the water.
Right.
But if you notice on the gopher tortoise, he has nails.
Right.
Not webbed feet. Is that one of the things, Ava and Jamie, that you guys need to look for if you say you're saving a turtle on the side of the road and you think you should just go drop it in a pond somewhere?
Yeah, definitely looking at that feet. He's got really shovel-shaped front feet, and then his back feet are kind of elephantine. They're really kind of stocky. And then another thing to look for is that shell. He's got a very dome-shaped shell. Our turtles are going to be more hydrodynamic. They'll have a flatter shell. But for the most part, turtles or tortoises, you don't want to put them directly in the water. If they want to go in, they'll decide to go in.
Right.
Really?
And are they vegetarians?
Yeah, they're herbivores, yeah, absolutely. They might eat some carrion, some dead meat that they find, but they're too slow to be any kind of effective hunter.
Yeah. I figured they just sit in their shell and just chill and then snap out of there.
I don't know. Willie seems pretty active.
Yeah.
He's digging on the counter right now, hanging out with Jack.
Now, are they territorial? Like if they're in an area or they're in mating season, and do they actually kind of battle or fight for dominance in mating like other animals do?
So there might be some during specifically mating season. A lot of times we see head bobbing and maybe some rushing at each other. But for the most part, they maintain their ranges. There's overlap between a lot of their ranges. So they know that they're going to see each other. But I think once competition for a female comes in, they might get a little bit more aggressive, but the tortoise can't get super aggressive.
I was going to say, you can imagine after rushing each other, they're like, damn, I need a nap.
Yeah. So
They're really fast rushing.
And the ultimate thing would be to tip each other over?
Yep.
That's the thing,
it's
right?
pretty typical. They'll wrestle each other.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be asked, this is kind of a morbid question, though. I mean, are these things found upside down dead in the wild often, or are they able to right themselves?
Good question, Jimmy. I've wondered that.
They can.
They can definitely, if they can get traction, yeah.
Yeah,
they can figure it out.
I mean, I would guess they would be able to. That would be a hell of a design flaw.
And if
Hey, you can kill these things. You know what you do? Turn them over.
I've seen a video, I believe it was on TikTok, of one turtle helping another turtle that had tipped over.
Do they go through puberty?
Oh, yeah, they will reach sexual maturity. They have a pretty wide range. For females, I think it's 9 to 21. They might reach sexual maturity. And then for the males, it's 9 to 18. They'll reach that.
Years. You're talking years.
Years, yeah.
So female tortoises have a longer lifespan than men? Or not lifespan, but sexual span?
Though when the range where they might reach sexual maturity, so our females might mature a couple years later than our males, but they'll start becoming mature around 9. But they have from 9 to about 21.
Now we know with sea turtles, they have clutches of like leathery eggs that can be like, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 of those damn things. I mean, you see them kicking them, burying them up. Are tortoises the same way? Do they give birth to large clutches of eggs, or is it live birth? I'm dumb.
No, they're not like they're not gonna be laying a lot. Actually, they only maybe like on average 6. Like
really?
3 to 10 maybe.
Do most of those make it to adulthood, or do they have a certain percentage of loss? Or
That's a great question.
loss.
It's 3 to 5% survive.
Really?
Yeah, so it's not too great. That's just because they actually lay their eggs at the front of their burrows, so at the very entrance. And so they're very easily predated on.
Yeah, that's like leaving snacks for the delivery guys.
That's the same number as drill rappers.
Oh, man, that's such a good joke. So with that said, though, that means that they could lay clutches that none of the kids, that's got to be the norm then, with 3 to 5% getting to adulthood. So the norm is that most tortoises that have a clutch of eggs, most of those will not make it to adulthood.
I think it's about every 10 years a female will have like a successful clutch.
Wow.
Whoa.
Which is why it is a big deal, right? When construction comes in and just wants to concrete over these burrows, it's not just the 350 other species that are lost. It's the gopher tortoise that's going to need now another decade before you have a successful generation.
I'm not trying to take anything away from the animal itself. We know this sounds terrible. Is the burrow this animal's like currency? Like, would it be as protected if it didn't dig that hole?
Probably not, because they're a keystone species. They are a special protected. They would probably still be somewhat protected because they're threatened, but because they're keystone species, they can, when you support a gopher tortoise, you support so many other species. So it's a good selling point for a gopher tortoise.
Am I wrong in saying this? Also, kind of in a morbid sense, weren't these things a major food source for Native Americans and early settlers?
Yeah, absolutely. They're commonly found, or they were commonly used for food, maybe even for some jewelry for the shells. That doesn't happen too often anymore. Maybe in rural areas, it is illegal now for gopher tortoises, but at the time, it was a great source of protein for them.
Oh yeah. The turtle stew. I used to hear about it all the time.
I would think it's got to be soup.
Yeah,
You're halfway there.
Yeah, just turn it upside down. Yeah, turn it upside down. Add water and heat.
Yeah, I think you're done.
Now I know you guys have a massive event coming up, which sounds great. Bluegrass and barbecue sounds awesome to begin with, but it's supporting one of my favorite animals. And I'm not a snake person, but the indigo snake is one of the most fascinating of all the snake species. And I know you're doing something really special. Tell us about it.
Well, they are a beautiful snake, absolutely beautiful snake, and they can be found in those burrows. One of the biggest thing, actually, we talk about are rattlesnake roundups. And so our rattlesnakes can be found in the same burrows. What happens is that around the country, they have these events where they'll go out and kill these rattlesnakes and they smoke these burrows out. And that can actually affect the indigo snakes as well that are living in the same.
Got it. That's wild. But you guys have the big event coming up soon, right?
Oh, yeah. So the event is going to be great. There's going to be a lot of great things are going to happen at the event. Really good barbecue. Yep. And we also have some raffles. So all of that is going to be going into the conservation to those snakes.
Yeah, the Orion Center for Indigo Conservation. Because I think last year before this event, I Love Indigo's Day, they brought in a snake that... Woo, that was a big snake that they brought in last year. Non-venomous and not dangerous, but just a really impressive sign. So I'm going to be posting all of this information. Where do folks go to get tickets to the I Love Indigo's Day this Saturday?
On our website, centralfloridazoo.org.
All right. And like I said, I'll be posting all of this information on the podcast for Animal House. So thank you for Jamie Ling and Ava Ortiz.
Yeah, the Indigo Bluegrass Barbecue and I Love Indigo. God, Indigay.
Mark that, Jack. Mark
Indigo
that.
Day at the zoo coming up February 10th. It's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Going to be a good time. Lots of great stuff. It says a snake-saving good time, Deb.
All right.
A snake-saving good time. So go check it out. 9 to 4 this weekend, this Saturday at the zoo. Good seeing you guys.
Thank you guys
so
for
much.
coming in. We
Thank
really
you. We
appreciate
appreciate
that.
it.
Yay. And as always, Animal House is brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. So if you've been in a car, truck, motorcycle, slip and fall accident, here's just a couple of reasons why you need to call Glenn. One, he doesn't pass you off to a caseworker. No, Glenn is going to personally handle your case, so much so that he's going to give you a cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why year after year, including this year, he's voted super lawyer and legal elite. And he's also an animal lover and a true friend of the show. So again, give him a call if you've been in any kind of an accident. 407-917-1718 or check him out online at Klausman Law. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Pay is your 4 o'clock keyword, PAY. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Back in a sec with more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Fish, that's awesome. Thank you for what you do.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Klausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Klausman Law. KlausmanLaw.com.
Heavy traffic continues on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound through downtown Orlando and by the major attractions exits. Also looking at slowdowns right now due to a crash at John Young Parkway and Town Center Boulevard. No major delays right now for those taking the Beach Line or the Greenway today. If you see any traffic problems, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ViStar Credit Union. ViStar Credit Union is growing and is proud to open their 20th Central Florida branch in Altamont Springs. They are now open and ready to help you reach your financial goals and life goals. Welcome to a better way to bank. Visit ViStarCU.org/Altamont Springs or come visit at 151 North State Road 434. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Just one visit with these guys showed it is worth it. 56 years old. You cannot not pay attention to all those little aches and pains. You got to make sure you're doing a good job taking care of yourself. That's why you have to be proactive with your health care and not reactive with your health care. And of course, we know about all those great heart disease numbers that are scary. 30% of those, the very first symptom you get is instant death. You do not want to do with that. Get this Life Imaging free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. No dyes. You don't take off your clothes. This actually only takes a few minutes. Don't wait. Do exactly what I did. Call these guys at Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan. And while you're there, you got to ask about their cancer screening as well. Couldn't be easier to make your appointment. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That is it. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. Make that call today. Make 2024 the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Guarantee Media is giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99. But you must tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. Text your answer to 96551 and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. If you're one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, we will include a second bonus destination to Orlando, Florida. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. And be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included, plus 4 days in Orlando for only $99. Tell me a country without the letter A in its name. Texting your answer to 96551. That's 96551. This is not a contest. It is paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
This is Michael David from Seattle. I'm 51 years old, and 6 months ago, I started taking Andro 400 to increase my testosterone. Since then, I've lost 35 pounds of fat, and my waist went from size 38 to size 32. I have more energy, and I look and feel 20 years younger. And now my wife tells me I have to take Andro 400.
Hi, this is Ron Johnson from Utah. After 10 weeks of taking Andro 400, I lost 13 pounds and my waist went from 36 to 33. That was 8 years ago. I continue to take Andro 400 and I've maintained my weight at 172. Gained muscle and energy. I'm 63 now and feel better than I have in 30 years.
Andro 400, the natural way to increase testosterone, lose belly fat, gain energy, and feel great. Try Andro 400, the safe, effective, affordable way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Is that a horse?
Actually, it's a wild stallion. Since Navy Federal Credit Union's Platinum Card made it easier to tame our holiday debt, I wanted to see if I could tame something else.
Uh-huh.
Help me saddle up. I need to pick the kids up from school.
With a low intro APR on balance transfers, the Platinum Credit Card lets you take control of your debt. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/Platinum offer. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Get ready for the big game with a free iHeartRadio app, the official partner of the NFL Podcast Network, featuring the biggest names in the game like Ross Tucker and his daily NFL podcast.
I am so looking forward to that game.
NFL Total Access.
That's another mini storyline to watch.
NFL Now.
This could be the dangerous team.
And many more. The free iHeartRadio app in the NFL, getting you the insight and behind-the-scenes stories you need for the big game. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search NFL and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
New South Window Solutions. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
So the other day, my son for dinner asked for a leftover grilled cheese. I know, yuck, right? God, leftover grilled cheese from a restaurant from a couple days prior. But I told him, I said, you don't want to eat that thing. It's all dried up. I chucked it, and I'll make you a freshie. Well, my wife stopped what she was doing, put down what was in her hands, and looked at me and said, "What in the hell is a freshie?"
Freshie. All right, 407-916-1041. Pay. Not so fresh anymore.
No,
just a little used. But it still works.
No, yeah, it's got plenty of life in it.
That's right. Plenty of life. P-A-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send it off for your chance for $1,000. Had a winner yesterday at 5 o'clock, so go get that money. It's out there.
And we'll have a freshie.
Yeah, fresh.
For you at 5 o'clock.
All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. So I saw an interesting little story today, and it says, how often, by the way, do you guys worry about your overall health? And I say worry, like how much do you, like how often, because we talk about life imaging all the time. I actually met with Judy today, wonderful lady, wonderful company, wonderful service. But when you guys talk about your overall like well-being, how often do you really think about that as a whole? And we're talking about everything.
I'd say in some aspect every day.
In some aspect every day?
I agree with that.
I agree with that too.
Every time I eat something, I'm also thinking about like, all right, what are we doing? What are the consequences? If there are any, is this worth it? What are we planning? Then if we're going to eat this at 1 o'clock, what are we going to eat at 8?
Right.
And hopefully, is it going to go back-to-back bad meals?
Am I going to get my steps in?
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Like, I'm thinking all of those things.
So drinking enough water?
Yeah, that one thought is like, I don't like doing back-to-back bad meals. It's like,
I don't like it.
Pizza. So it's like, man, I really should eat something better now.
But that's true. That's we're kind of the same way. You know, if you have like kind of one of those meals where you know it's a cheat meal, the last thing you want to do is follow that up with another cheat meal and then another cheat meal.
Unless it's the weekend or a day off,
Right.
or if it's sunny or rainy out.
Yeah, and we know that they've had indicators. The AMA has had indicators for years. Remember the BMI? You guys remember what BMI is?
Body mass index.
That's right. Body mass index been used by physicians to measure cutoff points that determine whether someone is obese or overweight. And by now, I think what they're saying is they think that's an imperfect measure, that BMI really doesn't reflect, what real shape you're in, because we know that some people can carry some extra weight, but yet their body is good. Genetics play a big point in this. But they did kind of point out 6 things that they think you have to maintain to have a healthy life. And I wanted to see if you guys could get any of these. Number 1, it says, if you have these issues, do you think, you could have an issue. Do you guys have trouble remembering appointments or important dates? Or do you frequently misplace things?
I used to, and then Jack said something on air that completely put me on a different trajectory.
Okay.
He just said, in whatever year it was like 2019. In 2019, this is actually the easiest time in human history for us to remember stuff.
Is it really? I didn't know that.
Well, no,
yeah.
that was then. That was true then. But now
it's even better.
Is the easiest time.
Yeah.
Because, and I tell that to my kids, because of the technology we all carry in our hands, all you have to do is speak. You throw the name of your device, you speak a reminder, an appointment, it'll keep a list for you, and you have a personal assistant jotting notes. I don't think that helps your memory at all.
No.
Right.
Because I think the more stuff we rely on these devices, like phone numbers, a great example.
Right.
As a kid, you could remember 50, and nowadays you can
Can't even remember your own.
And if you're lucky, you can.
You got to go into your phone to look at your profile to go, that's my number.
The same mental real estate that those phone numbers got replaced with back up, Terry. Back up, Terry.
And the funny thing is, you don't have any of that. Like, you have a really good memory and you're able to access that memory pretty quickly.
No, I'm terrible with names.
What?
Yeah, I'm terrible with names.
See, I lack confidence with names.
I think maybe that I'm just so bad with names.
So, I will remember the name, but I always second guess myself, and now I'm calling you Big Dog.
Yeah, right, exactly.
What's up, Playboy?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're one of those nondescript names.
And also I'm a huge
my man.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say.
That's
all right.
how I got to Daddy-O all the time. Hey, Daddy-O.
Everybody has those. Those are like my little defense mechanisms, because I do remember your name.
I do remember you.
It's Troy, but I don't want to find out if I'm wrong.
Right, exactly. Well, the reason they bring this up is because your brain and how it registers memory and stuff is one of those things that you need to make sure of, that one of the 6 that you need to take care of to make sure that you have a long life. And there's a thing called the SAGE test, which is the self-administered gyrocognitive exam, and it's a self-administered test that can spot early signs of
dementia, Alzheimer's.
Dementia is the answer. That's right. And you can actually download that online, that SAGE exam, to see if you have any of that, because if you are getting a little more forgetful, and it seems to be more prevalent than it was maybe even a couple of years ago, you may want to give that a shot to make sure you pick up any early symptoms of dementia. And then see a doctor for an evaluation, it says.
So and I just wrote that down. I want to do it because my memory has been a concern on things I can't remember.
Same here, boss.
And it just drives me nuts. I was going to bring it up at my annual physical next month, and to see if there is some, you do a test to kind of establish a baseline. But what do you do after that?
I think,
is it vitamin? I don't know.
No,
I think there is a treatment for it now.
Crossword puzzles? What is it?
I think they found some treatments for it that actually that will stall its onset, its inevitable onset of getting in there and just kind of making you
and that's a healthy living, a healthy diet. The story was just on the wire the other day. It said even if you're showing early signs of dementia, if you live a healthy lifestyle, like Jack with his all-natural fruits and vegetable diet.
Right. Whole foods, plant-based, baby.
There
I
you
live
go.
it.
There you go.
love
I
it.
forgot the title, but he should be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the idea of medicine is what the doctors are going to ask you to do. But Jack's question was, what do you do after you find out you forget, actually. You forget what the doctor told you.
Well, for one thing, you need to make sure that it's not enough where, my grandfather, God rest his soul, he's one of the best dudes, one of the most interesting people I ever knew. But toward the end of his life, we were having a birthday party and gave him the directions, and God bless his soul, he called us maybe an hour and a half later, and because we wondered where he was, what happened, and he had gotten lost on the way because he just couldn't recognize anything and just wound up driving back home and stuff. And I felt terrible, but he's active. He could do what he wanted. He actually, on his bicycle a couple times, I think, got out doing his bike ride to stay healthy and kind of got mixed up and had to have some help getting back home. But he was 80 years old.
Yeah, but that's when they say to be really concerned is when you're forgetting those things that you thought you'd never forget. Your way home, where you live, your address,
Kids'
what
names.
your kids' names, what your address is.
Dude, my mom has never nailed my name right.
She even spelled it weird.
My entire life, it's Che Ross. And my brother's name, who's Chase, is Raw Chase.
Oh, wow, really? So she starts saying one and catches herself?
She's never got it right.
Wow.
I'm dead serious. Out of the 150,000 times she has called my brother and my name, it's been wrong.
That's so crazy. So one of the other things they put up there for the length of your life and the quality of your life is how active you are. Do you guys think you complete how many, about 150 minutes of exercise each week of some sort? Now, I'm proud of myself for walking these stairs, but I realize that's a 2-minute jaunt.
Right.
It's 2 minutes of my day walking up those stairs. And I'm a relatively active guy because I just don't like sitting around. But that sedentary lifestyle thing is bad. That's what they're saying is if you have a sedentary lifestyle and you plan on living long, you got to figure out how to option out of that sedentary lifestyle. If you work from home, if you work a job like where you're on your ass a lot, you got to mix in a way to get up and get around.
It's radically important. I think that is... They're saying is there a ranking? Is that the number one? Two? Yeah.
And they're saying also that you should literally, it's this important, set an alarm. Like if you work at a desk, like my daughter does payroll for a company, and she will be in front of her computer for 8 to 10 hours a day. And I said, man, you got to set an alarm. Like, every hour and a half or something, just have an alarm go off, go out, walk the dog, just take a walk around the apartment, go outside, do whatever. Just don't sit there for all that time.
Running helped. Running was...
You still doing that?
Yeah. I ran last week. I'm trying to run Saturday at 5K, but that has helped me out mentally, physically. It makes me love myself more because I feel like I accomplished something that I set out that no one else asked me or forced me to do. It sucks, and that's kind of the best part.
Yeah.
You're suffering, and you're pushing the limit, or you're finding out what this frame can do.
It's interesting. The one that's up next, I have to tell you, is the one that I think is the most puzzling, but I hear about more than any right now. How much time do you guys spend paying attention to your gut chemistry?
Oh, as much as anything else.
Because it says right now, like the number 3 thing is like your gut chemistry, your stomach. What's happening in there? Are you having normal bowel movements?
Your gut biome.
Do you have indigestion? Are you bloated? Things like that. That if you have that regularly, that you definitely want to kind of get out and get looked at because those things can lead to other things. Could be a sign of cancer. Could be a sign of a bunch of crazy stuff. That's what Toby Keith just died of.
So you're saying a shot of Pepto-Bismol each night is not normal?
It's not the answer, buddy. You can't do that.
Just checking.
I'm going to ask.
I'm a Tums guy.
I'll ask a normal. This is not a gross question. Are you guys regular?
Yes.
Are you regular? Everybody here regular?
You talking about morning, post coffee?
Yeah, I'm
just
talking about
daily.
anytime. Yeah.
But it's interesting though. I was in my 20s before I realized that that's something you're supposed to do every day.
Yeah, listen, man. My wife. Listen.
Yeah, because for a lot of women I know that is not
tough.
a regular occurrence. So guys, you don't walk. It's
Did you know that?
Sour shave every day, but for women it's not.
Did you know that? Did you
every
know
day,
how?
yeah.
Did you know how difficult sometimes women deal with these problems of gastrointestinal issues and being constipated?
Well, I only laughed at how she worded it.
Yeah, I know. I understand what I'm saying. It is crazy. I know more women that deal with like constipation where they won't have a bowel movement for days, guys. Days.
And why is it more prevalent in women? Is it because of their decision? Like, is it a choice at first that
No, I never
just
even
holding it in, and then that becomes the norm?
And it was never an issue of constipation. I don't know. I don't know if it's the meal intake. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
But
just body. I heard that hormone disorders can cause stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they cause everything.
And the other thing too is this, and we just talked about this with Ross, believe, right? So you have an indigestion problem, and you think it's gonna, or you have a throat issue, like your throat is always sore. You're like, well, I need to go to the ENT. Well, you do, but a lot of times that will be your stomach.
Right.
Like we've talked about your
acid reflux.
That acid reflux and GERD as you lay down.
Right.
That stomach acid comes up into your throat and nukes your voice box, your vocal cords. How often do you guys get sick? Now I just got sick and Ross got sick because Ross got me sick.
And I got sick.
And you got sick.
Once a year.
Jack, how often? You don't get sick very
Rarely,
often.
but I would say once a year. It's like right before Deb got sick. I had that.
Oh, that's
cough
right.
For like
No, you had
6
bronchitis
weeks.
for 6 weeks.
Walking Let's call it walking
It
bronchitis.
was
Is that a thing?
bronchitis.
It was
Well,
wheezy Jack.
Is that a legit thing?
It turns into walking pneumonia.
I know walking pneumonia is a thing, but it was like I felt great except my
Sounded like
voice.
you were
Yeah.
dying.
Is it bad if my pneumonia gets in more steps than I do?
Yeah, and it changed your vibe, Jack. You had this fake Rolex trench coat vibe.
Yeah,
about
you really
that
did.
whole time.
Yeah, you had that weird voice. It was very sketchy.
I got a good watch for you. I like the cut of your jib, kid. I love you.
Like an old rabbi.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna help me out with my stand-up career. I like you, kid. Yeah, good. You're so good.
So you what, once a year for you?
I would say once a year,
Yeah.
maybe twice at top.
At most, yeah.
Same here.
And the last time I got sick, call me crazy here, but I wouldn't put that in the like. I didn't feel it. Just sucked for like 30 hours.
Yeah.
And for me to be like sick, at least my
yeah.
definition of it, I'm thinking like aches. I'm not moving.
Yeah.
I felt completely fine, but just from the neck up, things were going south.
I agree. Otherwise, I'm just coming to work and telling everyone it's allergies.
Yeah. Oh, you son of a bitch. How dare you? How dare you? Well, what they're saying is if you do get sick often, you probably want to make sure that you pay close attention to a number of things in your body because, I think the norm is what we've said. Most people kind of get a sickness, a cold, maybe the flu once a year or something like that. If you get that more often, you may have immunity issues. So you definitely want to pay attention to that. If you are constantly dealing with a cold or sickness or some kind of sinus infection or bronchial issue, that could be a sign that your immune system is weak and could lead to other issues. So again, this is one of those lists that lets you know these are the indicators of whether or not your overall health is up to par.
Right.
And I think it's relatively normal. I think if you were to do a poll today, Jack, and say how often people get sick, and you gave them some parameters once a year, twice a year, whatever, I bet most people say it's once a year they'll come down with something. And I don't even consider an allergy attack a sickness. That's just an effect of your environment.
It is, but I mean, if you've ever had a real allergy attack, it can make you feel like you have the flu.
That's what I thought I had. Jack was just ragging on me and trying to make me look bad.
And then you can end up with a sinus infection because of that.
That's what I had the whole time. And somebody gave me COVID on this side.
So I have a theory about my sinus issue, by the way.
Yeah, because you have one, because you got that black stuff in your face.
I've been taking antibiotics this whole week.
You're half comedian, half venom.
Yeah, and legit, the symbiote thing was shooting out of my left nostril for about 8 days. And Jack saw it. So he's my witness.
All right.
It looked
lucky Jack.
It looked like it was about to change the moral compass of Spider-Man.
Okay, very nice.
All right, that is such a fire nerd joke, Jack. Let's go, baby.
You blew your nose and it crawled back in?
Yeah. Feed me. It was not great. But I've been sleeping my entire life on my right side of my face.
Okay, what's wrong with that? That's where you're more comfortable, right?
That is how I sleep. But that also means that gravity is pulling everything in my face and putting it in my right sinus.
Does it work like that, buddy?
I don't know.
Because I play that game every night of my life.
Do you really?
100%.
Are you serious?
I will be congested in one side, so I lay with that side up, and then it moves to the other side. And so that's how I know, that's how I switch sides, depending on what side is congested.
And do you guys deal with, like, Jack, I mean, do you deal with, like, perpetual congestion? Is that a thing that's been...
I get it's always at night, and then I mentioned it to the doctor once. He wanted me to go on pills. I said, I'm not doing that.
I'm not going on pills.
I'll just keep rolling over.
I just come here for you to tell me that I'm right.
I just like how that's
pretty much.
About my self-diagnosis.
I like to think that's how your doctor said it. Hey, doc, I got a pills. Pills. Here you go. What do you want?
I don't want to scare anybody, but our texting service had texted us something at 77031, and when the second one came in, I was like, all right, let's see if this is legit. Apparently it is. This was in People magazine 2 days ago. Picking your nose, they're saying, could lead to early dementia.
Really?
Picking your nose may introduce infection-causing germs that over time may make someone more likely to develop the progressive dementia.
Yeah, I'm not a big nose picker.
I'm not either.
I used to pick my nose quite a bit. I was like a minor. I loved going there and finding a big old boulder, but I just kind of blow my nose these days.
I would go to work back in the day.
God, I loved it.
Okay. Moving on.
I love picking my nose back in the day.
What's the next one on the list?
All right.
Well, you brought up the texting service. Did you see that other text? I found my people. Almost cursed there. I found my people. Jim, listen to this. There's this group of runners.
Oh, yeah.
It's a drinking club with a running problem.
Isn't that cool?
So we just run around drunk. And it's been happening in Orlando since 1986. I went to the website, and they look like some wholesome drunks.
Really?
They look like they've raised some kids, and they're down to picnic over some Jack D.
That's funny. All right, how often do you go to the doctor? How often do you get a checkup?
Once a year for the free annual exam. Thank you, Obamacare.
Have you completed an annual checkup with your primary care physician? Do you have any health concerns? Are you up to date on all recommended screenings? So are you good at this?
I mean, I just went to the ENT. I'm going to be doing my annual physical thing. And the whole reason why I even do the annual physical thing, honestly, I think I'm okay, but you save more money.
That's right, lower rate.
You get a bigger paycheck.
Jack, you go to get your annual stuff done, all your checkups?
Yeah, ever
Blood,
since they passed that, and it's free.
Yeah.
I haven't missed it yet. And also, of course, because there's a great insurance discount.
Yeah. I've also learned how to go to the doctor, and I had to learn how to go to the doctor. A lot of people from small areas, rural areas, they don't do that. There's some kind of a weird machismo thing wrapped up with men going to the doctor. So I had that for a while, tough it out, rub some dirt on it kind of thing. I don't do that anymore. I go to the doctor, especially since endorsing life imaging and finding out like what kind of things can creep up in your life and you not know about it, and then have those things explode inside you and cause massive problems. But that's another indicator of how well you're taking care of yourself is how often you go to the doctor. Deb?
Look at the clock. Wow. We're 2 minutes over.
When is the last time you had a general checkup? Just to go, blood pressure, all the vitals, all that stuff. Can you even remember the last time you did that? Next topic.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then last one here.
Do you get our insurance? Because God, that's got to hurt.
Yeah.
Deb, you don't even have to believe what the doctor says. Just make more money every 2 weeks. Like that's what legit a big reason why I do it.
Yeah, each year just tell them, I'll quit smoking.
Right, yeah.
You don't have to.
And then the last one here is, I think everybody here is pretty good at this, but if you have problems with this, again, this is one of the biggest indicators that you could have some overall health issues.
Hurry up, I need a cigarette.
Is sleep.
Oh, that is so important.
How often do you sleep? Do you get 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night? They say that is the optimum amount, and it can vary. Some people can do quite well with 7, and some people need the 9. And it asks, are you tired during the day? Do you often need a nap throughout the day? I sleep well, but I only sleep about 6 hours a night, and I will come into the studio occasionally and take a 20 or 30-minute nap before we go on the air. Do you have problems sleeping?
No. Although, yeah, I do, actually. If I'm lucky, I'll get 6 hours of sleep.
That's about my
and
cycle.
It usually depends, when, that first hot flash hits.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the things I learned recently is that the Zoomers, Gen Z, they would rather go out for drinks with their friends at 5 or 6 so that they can be home in bed by 10.
Damn.
Yeah, it's good. That new generation is really realizing what you can and cannot do without sleep.
And Jack, I would say it was probably 3 nights a week you sleep well. The other nights you worry about everything here?
It's probably 4 nights.
I'm good for 7 hours. It's, at men of a certain age, I tend to get up a little more in the night to go to the bathroom. Going back to sleep, I have to force myself. That's when I use that meditation trick. Let me just focus on my breath so I don't start thinking about all this stuff. Because once that spiral starts,
you're up, and it sucks.
Well, yeah, because once you start going, oh, yeah, don't forget. You gotta,
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I almost forgot that.
You get your hours in for sure, right?
I don't.
You don't?
No. And it's honestly something that's part of my 2024 plan of putting some effort into some sleep.
All right, 407-916-1041. We'll talk a little bit more about this right after this.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast midday update. We're going to see highs today in the mid-60s, which is 10 degrees cooler than normal, but with bright sunshine. As long as you can get out of the breeze, it'll feel pretty comfortable. Tomorrow, we're back to the 70s, feeling like springtime and actually pushing 80 degrees this weekend. Don't get too used to it, though. We've got another push of cold air on the way for next week, Valentine's Day week. So a good opportunity to snuggle with that loved one or maybe meet someone new.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. New year, new hiring needs? Indeed's end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Man, let's get you that new bathroom that you've been dreaming of for so long. You walk by that bathroom every day. It could be your master. It could be your guest bath. It doesn't matter. Every time you walk by, you say little curse words. Like, God, I wish you were nice. I wish you looked good. But with Rebath Mid-Florida, you won't have to curse it. You can just hire these guys, and they can get you a brand new bathroom in no time. 4 to 6 days is the normal turnaround time, and you don't sacrifice on the quality of the products. It's all good stuff with name brands you've known forever, and they have multiple choices of everything from sinks and tubs and tiles, cabinetry and lighting and fixtures. No chance their design team can't come up with something that you're absolutely going to love. And here's the thing, being installed by one of the best in the city, if not the best in the city. You know the two big box stores, the blue and the orange for DIY stuff? Rebath installs their bathrooms for them. If they can trust Rebath, you can as well. Here's just one of their many 5-star Google reviews. Thrilled with the quality of the work done by Rebath. We had a tub to shower conversion completed, as well as a brand new master as well. Brian was our lead installer. Fantastic job. Easy to communicate with. Made us feel comfortable through the entire process. The work was completed on time in a neat and orderly fashion. Unexpected challenges along the way. Rebath rose to the occasion. Killed it for a brand new bathroom. They love you can have the same experience. Log into the website, check out the before and afters, then book your appointment. It's rebathmidfla.com.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. March 11th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year, and you'll help decide who wins Podcast of the Year. Vote now at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance is the presenting partner of the 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, live at South by Southwest. To learn more or start a quote, visit thehartford.com/smallbusiness. With insurance designed for your small business, the Bucks got your back.
Come join the city of Mount Dora as we celebrate Scottish culture at the Mount Dora Scottish Highland Festival, taking place the weekend of February 16th through the 18th in downtown Mount Dora. Enjoy live music, Highland athletics, bagpipes, plus a special guest appearance by actor and comedian Jamie Kennedy, and much more. Tickets available at mountdorascot.com. The Mount Dora Scottish Highland Festival, February 16th through the 18th. Sponsored by Guinness, Visit Lake, and the city of Mount Dora.
Scott for Scots here. Your lawn is meant for all things bonus. Bonus relaxing, bonus playing, bonus beauty. But when dollar weed and clover are popping up everywhere, it's time to start cutting them back with Scott's Turf Builder Bonuses. It kills dollar weed and clover and feeds your grass so it grows thick and strong to crowd out future weeds. Now that's worth some bonus points, eh?
Get a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Bonus S today. It's guaranteed or your money back.
Feed your lawn. Feed it.
Seminole Hard Rock Tampa is excited to bring you live craps, roulette, and sports betting. All under one roof, hotter than the Florida sun. Feel the luck of the dice, watch the roulette wheel spin, and scream for your touchdown as the big screen comes alive. Dine like a rock star, sip cocktails that shimmer, then dive into the heart of Las Vegas right here in Tampa Bay. Live craps, roulette, sports betting is here. Get in on the action now. Only at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa, located off of I-4 near I-75. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
I'm Charles. I got a bad back injury when a truck crashed into my car. You know those lawyer ads. All they talk about are themselves and money, money, money. I wanted the best doctors for my back. I called attorney Glenn Clausman. He got me to really good doctors, and I'm doing great. Glenn was always available to talk to. He got me a great settlement and quicker than I thought possible. Car crash? Call Clausman at 407-917-1718. KLAUSMAN law.com.
Office, Winter Park.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Vito's or Fishbones. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights, including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Looking to hire the right employee? Find them at the Florida Jobs Now job fair, fljobsnow.com for more info.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
The problem is when you go in and try to figure out what's going on with your gut and your immunity and anything else you got going on, it's run this test, $50, run this test, $150, run this test, go here, go there, go there, go here, go there, just to find out that they still don't know what is wrong. America.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Don't forget your 4 o'clock keyword is pay. You got a few minutes left to try to get over there and get that money. PAY. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at that $1,000. There you go. Pay. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. You got a freshie coming up at the top of the hour.
Freshie.
Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Freshie.
Jack. Yep. And Ross as well.
That's true.
Big night for you tonight, big dog.
Yeah. Working with Ben Bailey of Cash Cab.
Yeah, if you missed that interview yesterday, talked to Ben yesterday, you'll remember him, like Ross said, from Cash Cab. Was doing stand-up long before that. Actually got that gig because of stand-up. Tonight at West End Trading Company, doors at 7. You going at 8?
Yeah, show's at 8.
Is it just you and Ben? That's
I believe it's just me doing 15 up top and then Ben Bailey for the rest of the night.
Have you ever seen his act? You know anything about his act?
I've seen clips from like back in the day.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. I should have brought this up. This past July, if you guys remember where I was in Reno.
Yeah.
Or that's in Nevada, Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, Tahoe. There you go.
Which is, right? Isn't that like neighboring Reno?
I think it's right there.
Or I'm thinking about the gambling.
Tahoe's California, isn't it?
Yeah, the gambling part of Lake Tahoe.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in a casino, and I see a sign, and it says, tonight, Ben Bailey.
Oh, really?
Live at 8 o'clock.
I'll be damned.
And I stayed outside of the venue, and I just listened to his set for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then I went back gambling.
Yeah. I told my wife that we talked to Ben Bailey because we were gigantic Cash Cab fans. Do you guys have a date night show with your spouses? Like a show that you both watch? That it used to be Jeopardy with us when I was on the morning show. Jeopardy. I would go to bed at like 9 o'clock, so all of our television had to happen, up until then. So we would watch Jeopardy together. Kind of got out of that. But we always watched Cash Cab together. That was like our show to watch together because the trivia was like, kind of easy enough. You could get a few of them. You didn't feel like a complete dodo like you would sometimes watching Jeopardy. But we loved it. She was like so excited. And when I told her he was 6'6", it freaked her out. And I don't know why that was such a big deal. I got ragged on a little bit yesterday for talking about his height.
By whom?
Just some people email me and text me and stuff saying,
oh, really?
Yeah, saying, why would you talk about his height? And I'm like, it's kind of abnormal for a comic to be 6 feet 6 inches tall. And I wondered if he noticed that it affected the way that people perceived him.
Is it hard to be funny at that altitude?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
I just like
What's the air like up there?
His response was, "Well, I've never done it short."
Exactly, the perfect response.
Yeah, I've never done it shorter than I am right now.
Did you guys notice how humble he was?
Yeah.
How, like, when we started giving him compliments, like, he wouldn't even make eye contact with the camera. If you want to check it out, go to Jim Colbert Live. We have it up at the Goods, where you can see the Ben Bailey interview from yesterday. I think, yes, right? No, we can hear it.
None of that.
All right, all right.
None of that.
None of that.
I can post that up for you.
Oh, that'd be nice. I thought we would.
Here.
I thought we put all. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Good interview, man. He's great.
But if you want to see it, this is how you can do. This is how you see it. You go to the YouTube channel, search Jim Colbert Show, and then you can watch the show from Monday. That was February 5th.
Yep.
You watch the show and you scan ahead. It's probably about halfway in the show where you see it.
Right?
It was the 520 segment.
Yeah, and you can see him live. That's actually a really good point. You can do the YouTube channel if you want to watch the video version of, or you can podcast it, of course, by going to JimColbertLive.com.
Yeah, I'll have it up in the Goods shortly. And the Goods is great because if you follow that, especially on the iHeart app on your phone, because these best of segments we just grab and they just stack up one after the other, and it's a great way to keep up with the show.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Looking forward to working with Double B, as the people in the biz call him. No one says that.
You know, we were my wife and I were going to come down for sure, and we still may. Her schedule kind of changed a little bit, but we still may actually meet there and slide in.
I mean, I'm assuming he's going to destroy. I know I'm showing up trying to.
Right on.
I mean, I'll throw this out here. I'm trying to do better than Ben Bailey. Whenever I'm asked to open up for like a big name comedian, I'm like, whoa, I'm going to try to my best for you to regret that.
Bring that heat.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut a rug.
All right, 407-916-1041. Take a little break. We'll come back on the other side. Florida leads the nation in failures in this specific thing, and it's not a good one. I mean, not that being a leader of a failure is one thing, but if you fail to do something bad, that's good. This is not good. All right, I'll tell you exactly what it is next. Hang loose. Fresh up.
Some call it the big game. We call it the Super Bowl. Real Radio is joining FM 96.9 The Game for Westwood One's coverage of Super Bowl 58. Coverage starts at 5 p.m. this Sunday on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heavy traffic continues on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound through downtown Orlando and by the major attractions exits. Also looking at slowdowns right now due to a crash at John Young Parkway and Town Center Boulevard. No major delays right now for those taking the Beach Line or the Greenway today. If you see any traffic problems, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Marco's Pizza. Marco's just dropped their new Pizzoli. 4 fully loaded melty handhelds baked in fresh dough. In flavors like pepperoni or chicken bacon ranch. Goes for just $5.99 for a limited time. So go try Marco's new Pizzoli today. Use code Pizzoli. Limited time only. Participation may vary. See store for details.
Mortgage applications are soaring in the beginning of 2024, and you don't want to be left out. Yeah, that mortgage guy, Don, has been helping people with their mortgage needs for over 20 years, including myself. So start your new year off right with a pre-approval to purchase, HELOC, or refinance quote. The first step is to start your application, and you can do that right there at thatmortgageguyDon.com. And working with that mortgage guy, Don, truly is peace of mind right there at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Real Radio wants to provide the assist on your holiday bills by putting $1,000 in your hand. $1,000 13 times a day. You know the drill. Just listen for the keyword to win $1,000 each hour weekdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do that on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer the phone from a number that will probably say no caller ID when they call back the winner, because that's how you get $1,000 in your hand. This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier, And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Your neighborhood tools, Ace Hardware, has everything you need to get ready for spring right now through February 29th. You can get the best prices on made-for-Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and much more. Cypress mulch, 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget, bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for that important spring tune-up. Not to mention, Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Make your dream of a new paver's driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Temron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
Hello, this is Susie Essman and Jeff Garland.
I'm here.
And we are the hosts of the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. And we're going to be rewatching and talking about every single episode, and we're going to break it down. Oh, and we're going to be joined by special guests, including Larry David and Cheryl Hines, Richard Lewis, Bob Odenkirk, and so many more. And we're going to have clips, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So listen to the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on made-for-Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. And be sure to look for our brand new Tools Ace Hardware store coming to Hamlin soon.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're conquering the unconquerable. Using artificial intelligence and data, our experts can create a personalized gene roadmap just for you, customizing your cancer treatment, giving your body exactly what it needs to fight the disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic, because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Make everything you do more epic with Spectrum Mobile and the new Samsung Galaxy S24 series with Galaxy AI. Order from Spectrum and get $700 off with a trade-in. And now, you can get Spectrum Mobile for $15 a month each when you get 2 unlimited lines. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 series with Galaxy AI today. Visit a Spectrum store or SpectrumMobile.com. Offer subject to change, valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
This Friday, February 9th, get ready for a legendary meet and greet with the one and only 50 Cent. From 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., head to Pat's Liquor and Wine in Oviedo for an exclusive chance to meet 50 Cent. Immerse yourself in a celebration with Branson Cognac and Le Chemin du Roi Champagne, 50 Cent's signature spirits. It's the perfect opportunity to capture an epic photo and snag autographed bottles. Mark your calendar for Friday, February 9th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Pat's Liquor and Wine, 4250 Alafaya Trail. It's the ultimate Orlando event featuring 50 Cent, Branson Cognac, and Le Chemin du Roi Champagne.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In Office Orlando.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Are you offended? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
What's up, Colbert Show? Lawn care guy Rich here saying what's up, guys.
What's up, brother?
And gals.
Anyways, had a question for you, Jimmy. I know it's supposed to get warm this weekend, a little chilly next week, but when you going to call for the last blast, my man?
No.
Let me know.
Good point.
Thanks. Have a good day, guys.
Listen, man.
Good point.
It's not quite last blast time. Not quite. It's hard to get into last blast in February.
Oh, yeah.
Have I ever made a last blast proclamation in February?
No.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm willing to step out on that plank, my man, but I don't know if it's quite the time.
I think that by the time we get into the 80s this weekend, and if that hangs around into next week, we're going to start hear him flirting with the last blast.
No. There's another little crispy. We got some more Krispies coming.
It's early.
Got some
This is
Krispies
early.
coming. Got some Krispies coming. All right, your 5 o'clock keyword is grand, G-R-A-N-D. This time, 24 hours ago, we gave away $1,000.
Yeah, we did.
And we can do it again. G-R-A-N-D. Grand is your 5 o'clock keyword. Go to realradio.fm, enter that, send it away, and then sit by your phone, turn it up loud, and answer it when it calls, even if you don't recognize the number. My friends, that is how they tell you you've won. Grand is your 5 o'clock keyword. Good luck. We hope you win for sure. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
So is Jack. Yeah. And Ross as well.
Believe in yourself.
All right, Florida. It's weird how we wind up on these lists. And we read this one earlier about the sinningest cities in the U.S. or states in the U.S. We came in fourth on that one, only behind Nevada, Louisiana, and what was the other one?
California.
Texas.
Texas was the most lustful.
Yeah, so Florida ranks last among states in this particular exam in the passing rates. Okay?
IQ.
Okay, listen. Florida ranks last among states that test for this as you go into the workforce. So, in other words, if you want to be this,
drug test,
you get tested and you go into the workforce if you can pass that test. Unfortunately, with that test, Florida is not making the cut. And let me tell you, it's important.
You heard
anybody,
drug test?
anybody,
not an IQ test.
Anybody want to? No, it's not an IQ test. Like I said, it's a test that would qualify you to go into the workforce, and you have to pass this test to be qualified to do this particular job.
CDL.
And in Florida, we are not good at this. And to be honest with you, we should be good at this. We need to be good at this.
We need Coast Guard. No,
not Coast Guard.
Lifeguards?
Not lifeguards. I mean, really,
I said CDL, so it's not truck drivers.
This is not a Florida specific
you're saying
job.
we should be good at this.
Okay, you're right. And that's it. But what I'm saying is, we should, because we are very unique in this specific area of what this job would do a lot.
Boating safety.
It's not boating safety.
Shut down golf courses.
It's not
bar exam.
It's
driving.
It's not the bar exam.
Oh, doctors, medical exam.
What?
Nursing.
That is the answer.
Really?
According to the Florida Center for Nursing, Florida had the largest numbers of test takers in the country in 2023, with only an average of 76 passing. And what happens is it should be about 86% passing.
Ew.
So we have the lowest rate in the nation.
We're number one
of nurses passing this thing called the NCLEX exam, which is, it says NCLEX, to earn a license and start working. If you don't get a specific percentage on that test, you do not go into the field. And here's the problem. We, my friends, and I did not know this, apparently have a massive nurse shortage in the state of Florida. The reason that's so important is because of so many elderly that live here.
Well, it's not just the elderly that we already have. It's the people who are getting older.
Right.
You know, the Gen X generation that's going to be that next one that's going to need that kind of care. You add in the pandemic when you had overworked, just absolutely inundated healthcare workers. So many left during the pandemic and never really came back.
And then mistreated.
Mistreated.
Afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, damn near threatened with their jobs.
Don't tell me to wear a mask.
Yeah. So, a lot left and never went back, and they're trying to recruit new nurses.
I'm sorry, but the reason that clear this up on the text service, you're saying it's a Florida thing, is because of the need in Florida.
Right.
We have more of a need for nursing because of the elderly population.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going. I mean, obviously, people move here to retire, and as you get older, you need to have better nursing. It says if our graduates from Florida's programs are not not passing the NCLEX, they're not able to enter the workforce. So it's really not helping to balance the supply and demand for nurses right now. Now, this is Raina Latorno. She happens to be an educator and the executive director of Florida Center for Nursing. So, and I have to tell you, this comes as a surprise. I thought the one part of the workforce that Florida was kind of nailing, I say Florida was kind of nailing, was nursing. I mean, we have specifically here in Central Florida, with the new the medical center out at Nona, and then all the great medical centers we have in downtown Orlando, whether it be the Winnie Palmer or any of the Advent Health buildings or. It's just
Orlando. And I don't know, because this is where we live. We know we have a lot of great hospitals around us. However, I don't know if that's the same for every city at our level or higher. I don't. But I believe with the nursing issue, it's the qualified teachers, and they're not winning them over because they're paying so low. They're not paying for the level of teacher needed to help educate the next generation of nurses.
I would agree. And then, Deborah, what you said really is also a really big factor in this. Our population continues to grow. We have visitors and a huge tourism industry. We need to make sure that our healthcare system is robust. And the thing is, when you have people pouring into this state at an alarming rate, like more than any other state in America, that kind of starts watering down the pool of qualified people doing that particular job.
Well, it stresses, those that are already there. Now they've got to be stretched thin because they've got that many more thousands of people that they have to start treating.
And these failing rates have been happening for a decade. Like, this isn't a new thing for Florida. They've been gradually lowering over quite a while. It says the report says Florida pass rates increased between 22 and 23, but the state's performance is still lower than the U.S. average over that last decade. And they said it's a way for them to measure who's getting the right education so that they can be put into the workforce. You know how terrifying that is? If you have a parent or a brother or sister or something,
a spouse,
and they rely on that nursing, and look, man, when my mom was in the hospital going through her stuff a few years back, even though the hospital is what it is there in Putnam County, they do the best they can. The nurses really were the saving grace for a lot of the people in our family because of how well they communicated to the family and let everybody kind of know what was going on, what doctors were coming around. And in the face of people being really kind of aggro, I had an uncle that was uncool about it when it was all going down. And he actually wound up passing not long after my mother, unfortunately. But he was really tough on them. And I had to actually get his ass a couple of times. Like, Billy, you got to chill out, man. These people are doing the best they can. Look around. Every one of those doors was shut with a big giant red sign saying do not enter if you're not protected, because it was at the height of COVID and you're in a nursing home, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. So they take the abuse and everything else.
Yeah. Right, yeah. And I know we have a bunch of those people in our audience. And I wonder if they think that the people that are coming into their businesses as qualified nurses are there, or if they're scared. I mean, I would think it would be weird if you are a qualified nurse and you're sitting there and then you get some kind of noob that comes in and they literally don't have any idea what's going on. That would be terrifying.
It'd be terrifying.
Go ahead, Deb.
Go ahead, Jack, you first.
From the times of both my daughters being born, and one of them, both in the NICU, one in the NICU for 4 weeks in neonatal intensive care unit. Whoa. And then the times that my mom was in there towards the end of her life. That's why I used to always say nurses are angels.
Yep.
Because they keep everything running. Doctors, they're important. They swing by, they call the shots, but you see them for maybe that one visit a day, and if you miss them, you're out of luck.
That's right.
But it's the nurses there maintaining everything, constant supervision.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Hey, Debbie, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hi.
Hi, thank you.
Hey, how can I help you?
Well, I'm calling. I want to chime in on the old nurse thing. I've been a registered nurse for 33 years. And the problem with nursing today is, number one, many nurses are getting into the field without even really knowing what it's all about. Number two, the hospitals are making the patient ratios ridiculous. Seven patients to one nurse is just not doable.
What was that back in the day comparatively?
Yeah, you've been doing this for 30 years. That's a great question. What was it like when you began?
When I began, it was one registered nurse would get maybe 12 patients, but I also had an LPN and I also had a CNA. So we could just bang out our patients. And today, everything has to be documented at a certain time, so you're constantly on your computer. You have to wear a phone with you, so they're constantly calling you when you're in a patient room or doing something, getting interrupted. And there's more chiefs than there are Indians, and that's part of the problem. And the pay, of course, is terrible. So now they're using a lot of travel agency nurses who really don't care. Well, they care, but it's not their hospital.
Right.
It's just someplace they're coming to make some money.
Right.
Hey, Debbie, real quick.
Very sad.
Since there's so many people, you see the television commercials all the time about going into school for nursing. If there was one message you had for someone who thought, yeah, I think I could do that, when you mentioned they're getting into it without knowing what it means, what does it mean?
Well, for me, I became a nurse's aide at a nursing home to see what it was all about, and I fell in love with it. And for me, it was a calling. I just felt it was something that I was called to do. And we see a lot of the younger nurses now getting into it, going, all right, I'm going to be a nurse for a year, and then I'm going to go to nurse practitioner school, and I'm going to make, $150,000 a year. So their goal is not to be a bedside nurse to care for patients. It's to how much money I can make and how much vacation time I'll get.
Right.
Honestly, that's
and Debbie, it's funny as you were talking, I'm reading this other part of the story where it says that one of the issues they say is because of nurse pay. Let me ask you don't have to tell us the exact number. You've been doing this professionally for 33 years. Can you give us an idea? Are you between 50 and 70, between 60 and 80?
No, the starting pay is about $30 an hour, believe it or not.
Starting pay for a nurse is about $30 an hour?
Not for a new nurse. They take it by years of service. So if you're a new nurse coming out of school, you're probably going to get about $22 an hour as a registered nurse. I myself am making like $40.
Yeah.
I've been a nurse for 33 years.
Yeah, after 33 years, yeah.
And the things we have to put up with is, you get abused by patients, we get beat up by patients, we get beat up by family members, and so it's a whole different world anymore.
Wow.
Very sad.
Well, thanks for your call, Debbie. I really appreciate that.
Thank you for being a nurse.
So, you think about that. Like, Debbie saying, hey, come into this job. We'll pay you $20 an hour and you get your ass kicked by the patients every other day. Or get yelled at or screamed at like my uncle did for the nurses who did not deserve it at all. They were doing the absolute best they could. And my mom was not helping them at all because along with kidney issues, she was a certified paranoid schizophrenic who did not believe that the nurses were like on the up and up, thought they were a big part of a plan to take her out or whatever. So then they have to deal with all those mental issues on top of then dealing with their families while they were dealing with COVID. And the worst place to be when things are going bad is in a hospital, where all the sick people are. And then you have to go back and deal with your family.
I have two friends who became nurses. One of them is no longer a nurse and moved on and is now an anesthesiologist. And then my other friend, who is a nurse right now, does not want to be a nurse forever. He's going back to school and he's getting a higher education, so he's not going to be a nurse.
It's exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Don't forget your 5 o'clock keyword is GRAND, G-R-A-N-D. Slide over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back with our buddy Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel right after this.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
And we found out, we missed out. They did a resurrection of...
Jesus.
No. Happened a long time ago.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
Heavy delays continue this afternoon on I-4 in the Orlando area, both east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at major northbound delays on the 429 this afternoon due to a crash currently blocking the left lane at West Road. Stop-and-go delays are reported all the way back from the Colonial Drive exit. If you see other traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Jim Colbert Show has a question of the day. It's live now in our YouTube chat. You go to youtube.com, search Jim Colbert Show. Boom, we're there. You can watch the show and listen there and take part in the chat and also vote in the poll. We'll talk about it at the end of the program. Today, it's brought to you by the Home Builders Network. That is where you connect with Mike, the home builder, at hbnusa.com. great guy, great service. And this is what they do with the Home Builders Network. Man, they take care of your home. Maybe it's windows and doors. In fact, Home Builders Network was nominated just last year by Orlando's Best for Best Windows and Doors. Maybe it's a new roof. Last year, I got a new roof from the Home Builders Network. Did gutters as well with covers, which is the best thing because I went an entire year without having to clean out my gutters. Thank you, Mike the Home Builder. You can have his great service as well. You just go to hbnusa.com. Use someone local, someone you can trust. Get an estimate for whatever work you need done at the Home Builders Network. It's hbnusa.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys.
Vibrant, delicious, fresh, fun. That's the kind of high quality you can expect when you dine at Agave Azul Cocina Mexicana. Family owned and operated since 1998. Agave Azul Cocina Mexicana brings a highly stylized restaurant with a high energy vibe and flavorful menu that brings traditional and modern elements to Central Florida. Experience authentic Mexican cuisine at a location near you. Check out our menu at agaveazulcocinamex.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Pucker up, Central Florida. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way overpriced value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Make your dream of a new paver's driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Temron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
Don't miss the Players Championship, March 12th through 17th in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Invite your friends and family to enjoy the ultimate fan experience, complete with views of the famous Island Green, front row access to the PGA Tour's best players, and a one-of-a-kind atmosphere. Don't miss out on a bucket list trip to TPC Sawgrass. Secure your spot at the iconic stadium course today. Tickets are on sale now at theplayers.com.
Get to Twin Peaks for Wing Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we have 6 boneless wings, fries, and a soda for just $10. Prefer a signature draft beer? It's only $2 more. That's every Wednesday at Twin Peaks.
Do you have information about a violent crime? Help solve crimes with your anonymous tips at crimeline.org. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your tips make a difference. Say it here. It's anonymous at crimeline.org. Paid by CSTF.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Anka.
And I'm Skip Bronson.
What happens when two old friends take their decades of experience in the business and sit down with our buddies?
You get Our Way, a brand new show from iHeart Podcast where we chop it up with our pals about everything under the sun.
Hear amazing guests like Jason Bateman, Michael Bublé, Mark Burnett, and many more as they sit down with Paul and Skip.
This is our podcast, and we're going to do it our way.
Listen to Our Way on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is why YouTube was created at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. And you guys are. I appreciate all the great texts we've had today, from the nursing stuff down to the health stuff, down to everything. Man, we got a bunch of interaction today. We appreciate every one of those. And just because we don't read it or we don't respond to everyone, we read everything that comes in. Or I say respond, but we do. We read everything that comes in.
Yeah, we do.
We love the texting service, 77031. If you have an opinion, send it on down the line. We'll certainly check it out. Grand is your 5 o'clock keyword. Got plenty of time to get over there and get that money. Just go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Every Wednesday around 5:20, we invite him in to talk stuff.
Sweet heat.
Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, you can read his words in the Orlando Sentinel.
Truth Dragon.
And on X, you can read him every day at Scott_Maxwell. Mr. Maxwell, give it up good and loud for Scott Maxwell.
Yay!
Smart on.
Sweet heat's in the house.
What's up, player?
Good to see you guys. How's everybody doing?
Everybody's doing good, buddy. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I was telling Jack, I wrote a column this past Sunday. Jack's already wincing. Started thinking about this. I wrote a column this past Sunday about basically what it's like to work in the newspaper industry these days. And I was just very candid with readers about my company, how I think they jerk around customers, don't treat employees very well. Anyway, in 20 years of writing a column, my high-up corporates have never commented on anything I've written until it turns out this one.
They didn't care for that, did they?
Did not, as it turns out.
Yeah?
Yes.
And what'd they say?
Well, you know what? To their credit and to my editor's credit, I didn't hear it directly. They talked to her, and she is a bulldog. She is a fierce advocate. You know, she said, we let Scott speak his piece, and as long as it's all accurate, and it was all accurate. So it didn't come to me, but it was the first time I've had that happen. Now, I guess to the company's credit, I'm still talking to you.
Yeah, there you go. You're still there. That's for sure.
And they read it.
And I read that piece with the walkout, and really it was more than just Orlando Sentinel reporters. And of course, you weren't part of this because your deal is different than a beat reporter there for the Sentinel.
That's exactly right. Because of my position, I'm not even eligible to be part of the union. It's called the Guild in the newspaper world, and that's right. So I wasn't part of all that, but you are right. So our Tribune company, there's a bunch of papers, and they all staged one-day walkouts. And I thought readers should know, both that why the reporters walked out for a day. I mean, they've had salaries frozen, and when I say they, I mean we, for 5 years. Most people have had that's a frozen salary. Most have had cuts or a furlough, and now the company has recently decided to go after 401ks.
That's the matching.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and sort of my point wasn't just to whine. I suffered absolutely no delusions over that I was going to write a column and it was going to be like a Christmas vacation thing where cousin Eddie brought in the boss and he had an epiphany about the, Jelly of the Month Club wasn't good enough. I'm not a doofus on that front. What I wanted to explain to readers was why the people who are still at the paper stay. And I wanted them to meet the reporters who are still there. And they're guys like J.C. Carnahan and Buddy Collins who've been covering high school sports. And these are not the guys doing glory jobs. They're not writing about the Super Bowl. They are on the sidelines of high schools from Volusia to Osceola until midnight. They're in their cars filing columns and working until 3 a.m. And they're not getting money. They do it because they believe that kind of stuff deserves coverage. And people like Leslie Postal, our school reporter, and mother too, has been doing this for 25 years, who get so many questions from parents who don't understand, ever-changing testing standards, rezonings, and stuff like that. Anyway, I thought folks should know, the things that you don't like, whether it's a price increase or some lousy customer service, and we don't like it either. And the people who are here are the ones who really believe in journalism. So
how your tax dollars are spent, where they're spent, how they're spent,
that's right.
Where you're.
And that was the other thing I wanted to know, is I went back to this paper was founded and the name was chosen 150 years ago as Orlando Sentinel for a reason. A sentinel is supposed to stand guard. And I rattled off a number of the stories that we've written about scandals and indictments at the Expressway Authority, at the airport, the blood bank. You may remember when there was conflicts of interest and giant salaries over there at Visit Orlando. Those were all stories for the most part that nobody other than the newspaper wrote about. And so that's why I still think what we do is important. And I'm a fan of my colleagues who have stuck around with me. Anyway, I still believe in it. Most of us do, and that's why we're still here.
I mean, that's the whole reason that we found out about the toxic water in Seminole County was because I believe the reporter Steve Lemongello has been at the Orlando Sentinel for so many years. He could connect the dots with those.
I think it was Kevin Spear, our environmental reporter. Yes.
Okay, Kevin Spear, I apologize, who wrote that article. And because of Kevin Spear's experience at the Sentinel for so many years, he could connect dots that a younger reporter who hadn't been in Central Florida that long wouldn't know that, hey, wait a minute. That ties into this that I remember happening back in Lake Mary back in the day. So our local reporters are the difference with finding out what's going on in our own community.
Yeah, and one of the points I also wanted to make is, we get a lot of people screaming, you're in the tag for Joe Biden or so. 95% of the people who work at this paper will never write the words Joe Biden or Donald Trump. They are just covering these local community issues. I mean, and the other thing I wanted folks to know is that papers are still making money. We're making a lot of money. These hedge firms and investment firms that's why they come after us, because we're profitable. But yes, circulation has shrunk, but it's not. I mean, there's some distrust in the media, but let me tell you something. Playboy didn't fold because it was too woke.
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated isn't suffering because it's part of the liberal media. It's part of an evolving media revolution where print has had to rebrand, and we're growing really pretty strongly online, but it's a whole different financial model. And so these are tough times, but we believe in what we do. We're not martyrs, but it ain't always a picnic for the people who've decided to stick around.
Yeah, I mean, when you want to know about that stuff, I mean, that's what you have to do, because, I mean, there's so many unfortunate special interests around the area. You're never going to get the truth because, pockets are full, and that's what happened.
I love that statement that Playboy didn't go out of business because they went woke. For the people in the back. Oh, my God. There's so many people that need to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new environment. Everybody was print for a while. And I think I've told you before, for 100 years, newspapers charged everybody for a print product. And then back in the 90s, internet came along and they were like, hey, let's put on everything online for free and see if people would rather get it for free or pay.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to go. Hey,
that was not great for our business model, as it turned out.
Were you guys on the bottom floor of Greenberg?
I'm sorry?
Were you guys on the bottom floor of the Joel Greenberg case? Was that a Sentinel thing?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Hell, he was running me and my wife's personal information on that DMV.
Right.
No way.
So that massive deal was uncovered by the Sentinel.
The ghost candidate.
The ghost candidate's uncovered by the Sentinel.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes, it's on and on and on.
Yeah. And I love, and I shouldn't sound so depressed. I love what I do. I believe in what I do. I mean, I don't want to sound cocky. I could do other things and make a lot more money. I've had offers to, go make more than twice what I make here. But there's your predecessor, Jim Phillips, used to say, do what you love and the money will follow.
Yep.
And one of my colleagues had a wonderful line that I put in the paper. His mother told him, he has a bunch of brothers and sisters. His mother told him, I've noticed, Chris, that you make the least of any of my children, but you're the happiest.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And, there's something to be said for that. And, so you know me, Jim, I'm up at 4:30 and I'm up because I like what I do.
Yeah,
so, I'm very grateful for all the readers.
I think you and I were texting this morning around 5:45, were we not? Or
I had to wait. I had to wait for you. What I thought was
get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, so much good work over at the Sentinel. By the way, if you want to get your subscription, you can do that. It's OrlandoSentinel.com, and it's so cheap, it's fake. But you can get that great writing as well. And you're right. And I got to tell you, you guys are on the bottom floor of what I think is going to be one of the next big scandals is with this Pulse thing, man. I don't know. You guys, there was just another thing written about where that Pulse money was going and all the mystery around what's going on with that and how that money just kind of poofed away. And I don't think we're done with that, are we?
No, I think there's going to be more on that. There's another one I'm teasing here, but within the next week, we're going to have one where we've uncovered some text messages involving a legislator and a lobbyist, and I think it is going to really surprise some people. I think it's kind of ugly. And those are the kind of things that take us, time and sometimes money. We're fighting for the records, but I don't know anyone else is doing it. So.
Yeah. You had to sue somebody recently to do that, right?
We do a lot of that. We do a lot of, and I should say, when you mentioned the online subscription, our customer service issues aren't with the online. It's the print product. I don't know if you saw, we recently just decided to cancel Lake. Like, we're not delivering papers in Lake County.
Oh, no, they are through the mail the day after, right?
Yeah.
You get it in the mail the next day.
Hey, by the way, that's
another part of what prompted this. Yes.
Yeah. The subscription to the paper is what I was talking about, not the online product. I do get that as well, but the paper, the actual physical paper, you can get OrlandoSentinel.com. So.
Yeah, but I live in Lake County.
Absolutely both.
Yeah.
But we can talk news too. But when you ask how things were going, it's been an interesting 24 hours.
Yeah, that's fine though.
Scott, I'm curious, what's your favorite part? Is it the response from a piece of paper? Is it when you nail a certain stanza, when you have the right choice, when the content is like, this is really, really important? What's your first president of emotions on your Rushmore of being a journalist?
I think it is when you get a document or you discover something that nobody else has discovered before, and it's a big damn deal. And that was kind of how I thought about the text messages I was just referring to. We got hold of some and I knew nobody'd seen them. I know that nobody was ever supposed to see them. And one of the text messages, the lobbyist says, basically, please don't tell anybody I'm involved with this. Well, we now got the text message that says you're involved with this.
Wow, really? Can you tell us about what it's around, or do we have to wait?
No, I can't yet because it's not mine to tell. There's a reporter working on it yet.
Say it now. Say it right now.
But Bros, I love when you put two and two together and you realize something that hadn't happened. And I love hearing from readers. I think the most the trust we have. I mean, I've written about nonprofits, and you can tell me to shut up if I've told you this before, and had people say that a nonprofit say the next day somebody dropped off a check for $50,000. And they said they read about this nonprofit in your column and they wanted to make a donation. And I had somebody leave an envelope full of cash with $1,000 in cash he wanted me to deliver to a couple that was struggling with cancer. If you think about that, there's a lot of trust involved in somebody. I don't know this reader. This reader doesn't know me. We could have taken it to the Victor Casino cruise for all he knew.
Yeah, do not ever leave me $1,000 in an envelope for anybody for any reason. I will take it to the card room.
I really value that kind of and I got to tell you, I love journalists. I think they're funny. I think they're fast-witted. I think they're sloppy. Sometimes they're awkward. But newsrooms, even though we don't really work out of one, are a pretty intoxicating place.
It is funny how journalists have been portrayed in film and television for years as barely put together, like truth snoops who just barely make it through life because their entire focus is finding out what the story is, and they ignore every other aspect of their life. They're usually unkempt, drinking some kind of cold coffee, driving a terrible car with tape as a window. One of those things.
In my last paper, people were, and this was only 25 years ago, but people were still smoking. I mean, like in the newsroom, like every, hour or so, they'd pick up their keyboard and blow the ashes out of it so they could keep on writing.
That's great.
Yeah. No, these are not people who most part went to debutante society.
So let's talk a little bit about what we talked about this morning about the taxpayer money that politicians spend on really gross attack ads. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I think this is one that we write about every once in a while, but I think it just blows people's minds. It's that politicians in Florida who run for statewide office are allowed to use your tax dollars to finance their campaigns. And I'm talking about millions of dollars. In fact, in the last round of campaigns, it was $13 million of public money was used to finance people who are running for governor, for attorney general, for chief financial officer. And the idea behind this program was a noble one. It was basically to keep the big money out of politics. The idea was if you agree to limit your contributions and keep them very small, then we'll give you some public tax dollars to help fund your campaign. And you might not even like that idea, but the idea behind it sounds okay. If you agree to all those things, that way, maybe you don't have to take $500,000 from Big Sugar,
right,
or from a theme park, or from a power company, because you're going to get a taste of this money. However, what has happened over the last 20 years is all of these candidates, their official campaign accounts, the one like Ron DeSantis for governor, they follow all the rules. They limit the amount of money they're going to take. They only match contributions up to $250, but they set up separate political committees that are called things like Friends of Ron DeSantis.
Right.
And so Friends of Ron DeSantis in 2022 collected $125 million. Friends of Ron DeSantis got checks for as much as $5 million apiece. Yet he still was able to qualify for $7 million of tax dollars to run campaign ads and things like that because he kept the amount low in his official campaign count. Charlie Crist took money. Ashley Moody took money. Almost all of them take money. And it is I think it's pretty repulsive to have people who are taking every bit of the amount of big dollars that we wanted out of politics and then also helping themselves to tax stuff.
Is it because of how it was written originally, Scott, or has it just been morphed into this through amendments to that, or how is it, or is it just being used on the very edge of its meaning?
Or was it Citizens United?
Is it like
that, Jack? I think that is exactly what happened. What happened was basically there was a Supreme Court ruling at one point in time that said you cannot have really any government restrictions on political contributions on these free committees. These free big dollar committees didn't exist. The citizens of Florida passed this. It was their idea in 1998. We all voted for it by the tune of like 55 or 60% or something. But those committees didn't exist. Then the Supreme Court greenlit unlimited donations. And so they were like, oh, well, let's just set up these other committees and we'll take both. There have been a handful of politicians who did not take tax dollars because they thought it was wrong or for whatever other reasons. Jeb Bush, Democrat Alex Saint. But for the most part, you have these guys taking both. And I mean, a lot of these folks are allegedly opposed to welfare, right? They're like, you need to get out there and hustle your ass and earn your own way. And then they're taking $7 million of our hard working taxpayer money to fund campaigns when they already have $150 million of their own. I think it's pretty gross. So there is a bill. There's a bill filed by Republicans. This is me cheering on Republicans.
Mark this, Jack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me cheering on Republicans to follow through and end this program. The problem is Republicans have filed this bill about every other year for the past decade. And while they talk a really good game about it, they never quite get around to passing the bill by the end of the session.
But it's there. It's there for everybody to see.
A heavy crochet.
You know what? I know we're running out of time, so I want to leave you with that happy thought. The next campaign season, when you're watching one of those ads that really pisses you off because you've seen it 55 times, just know there's a good chance you helped pay for it.
Oh, God.
Thanks.
Don't say that. My God. Scott, thanks. It's always good seeing you, man. And we will see you next Tuesday, right, brother? What?
Yes, absolutely.
Very good. All right.
For something that's not to do on air, because that's very confusing for the thousands of people listening.
Yeah. Well, you guys give it
I don't even know if I'll have this job next Wednesday. So
Get out of
Tuesday,
here.
though, we're good.
Get out of here. Good and loud for Scott Maxwell, guys. Wednesdays, Thursdays, Sundays. Check him out online at OrlandoSentinel.com and always find him online on X at Scott_Maxwell. Scott, have a good week, buddy. We'll see you next week.
See you then.
You got it, man. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Doobie Brothers tickets on the line next. Load them up for trivia. We have two lines open, 407-916-1041. Back in one sec with Doobie Brothers tickets.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy.
Gators QB DJ Lagway has signed his first major endorsement deal with Leaf Trading Cards. The NIL package includes a limited edition card. Mac McClung will represent the Magic's G League team in the NBA Slam Dunk Contest during All-Star Weekend after wowing fans last year. And a pair of storied NFL franchises set to meet when the 49ers and Chiefs clash in Super Bowl 58. DraftKings line favors San Fran by 2. I'm Scott Davidson.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS. Because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Man, here in Central Florida, like Deb was talking about the other day, it just gets hot then cold and hot then cold. Going to be 80 this weekend, and then 3 days after that, highs in the 50s again. Can your AC take it, this roller coaster ride of weather we have in Florida? If not, call my friends at Mills Air. Get that preventive maintenance plan. Make sure your AC never quits on you. Let them use that 30-plus years of experience to make sure your house is always cool. You'll love doing business with them. Their techs are awesome people, and when that van pulls up in your driveway, you know this, your AC is going to be fine. These guys are also Carrier factory authorized dealers, and that could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to my friends over at Mills Air. You can't get better service. You can't get better people. Family owned and operated. They're ready to treat you right today. 407-277-1159. Online, it's millsair.com.
Are you all worked up and working too much? You know what y'all need? Y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to have fun. Y'all need some adventure. Why, y'all need Gatorland. How do we know? Ain't no one got more animals, more gators, or more fun than Gatorland. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less with $17.50 admission now through the end of February. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational, presented by MasterCard, returns March 7th through the 10th. Follow your favorite PGA Tour pros as they go for glory. Score a high five at the White Claw Fan Deck. Get groovy at Throwback Thursday, presented by Corksicle. Or embrace your inner foodie at Wine and Dine on 9, presented by Kendall Jackson. For a premium experience, try Orange Grove, complete with all-inclusive food and bar service, including access to the storied Bay Hill Clubhouse. Visit ArnoldPalmerInvitational.com.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.
Let me tell you a story. I had a client who got injured. He only asked for the insurance company to cover his rent for 3 months. They said no. We ended up getting him $325,000. Just call Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys. Prospective client may not obtain the same or similar results.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Get ready for the big game with the free iHeartRadio app, the official partner of the NFL Podcast Network, featuring the biggest names in the game like Ross Tucker and his daily NFL podcast, NFL Now, and many more. Search NFL and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5 GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey, whatever happened to the Veridesk? You don't see that advertised anymore where you can lift it up and stand and work. Why the hell do you have to sit down in a chair? I was accused of standing up at work, and I couldn't help it. I worked standing up, and I got crap for it. Get off your ass and work. I can't sit around at all.
Those things are still very popular. I don't know what he's talking about. I think we have like 5 or 6 of them in our building here.
Yeah, there are, and they are popular. And I loved when I had a standing desk.
Yeah.
But
my wife has one.
Yeah, that's when I had an office. Whatever.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't matter.
I don't see the advertisements for it.
Yeah,
I think that's what good old Larry was talking about.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Grand is your 5 o'clock keyword. You got a few minutes to get over there and try to win that money. GRAND. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at that $1,000. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Hi there.
And Ross has the sauce jar. Let's find out what's up for grabs.
Yeah, all aboard.
Chugga, chugga.
Look at clack.
I have a beautiful pair of tickets to see the Doobie Brothers.
The Doobs.
Which, if you're wondering, was started by brothers, but they're not biological brothers anymore.
Okay.
They're just the Doobie Brothers.
Just the
They're
Doobs.
still badass, but I was always curious, like, are they related? Well, they used to. I digress. The Doobie Brothers at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater down in Tampa, July 11th. That is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Put their fully trained expert moving crews to the test, but be aware they're adept in packing your things, handling your furniture, safe driving, customer service, and so much more.
They're good.
Hey, speaking of the more part, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, that guy over there to the right, that'll get you a discount. So easy to book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO Moving.com. Clickety-clack. Back to you.
They care more about your stuff than you do.
Freshy.
That's for sure. They wrap it up nice. Ross, who goes first today, buddy?
Let's welcome Kelly.
Kelly right there on line 2. Kelly, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing wonderful, Kelly. Well, would you like to play a little game with us?
I would love to play a little game.
Well, let's do it then.
No, we're not.
All right, Kelly, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of those answers is untrue. It's a fabrication, Kel. If you can find it, off to the Doobie Brothers you go. Are you ready?
I guess so.
Here we go. It's National Send a Friend a Card Day.
Oh.
That's right. Here are 3 fun facts about greeting cards and 1 lie you'll shove into a junk drawer and never see again. Number 1, Mother's Day is the largest card-sending holiday for the Hispanic community. Number 2.
What a plot twist.
In 1913, President Woodrow Wilson sent out the very first White House Christmas cards. Number 3, women purchase 80% of all greeting cards. Or lastly, birthday cards are by far the best-selling greeting card. The number 2 best-selling card, sympathy. Which one of those is a lie?
Oh, I'm going to go with the first one.
No, that's true.
Oh.
Sorry.
No.
Mother's Day is the largest card-sending holiday for the Hispanic community.
I did not
Even
know
more
that.
than Christmas or anything else.
So step up, white people.
Ross, who's next, boss?
Let's welcome Sloan.
Sloan right there on line 3. Sloan, how you doing?
Good. About yourself?
Good, brother. Your parents big fan of Ferris Bueller?
Yeah, except I'm the only male Sloan I've never met another male Sloan.
That's true. When I saw that name, I was like, man, I've never seen a name like Sloan. I've been doing this 30 years, taking phone calls, never seen the name Sloan. All right, Sloan, here we go. We're talking about greeting cards. Which one of these is a lie? Number one, in 1913, President Woodrow Wilson sent out the very first White House Christmas cards. Number two, women purchase 80% of all greeting cards. Or lastly, birthday cards are by far the best-selling greeting card. Number two, it's sympathy. Which of those is a lie?
Let's go with number one.
That's the one, buddy. You're a winner. You're going to the Doobie Brothers. Hey, for bonus, which president was it that sent out the very first White House Christmas cards?
Ooh, geez, I have no.
No, you're not going to get anything for it, so don't worry.
Yeah, let's hang up on him now.
Yeah, Ford.
No, it's Calvin Coolidge
Ford.
in 1926.
You know what?
What?
He said something.
Yeah.
Most people will give up. I have no idea. At least he threw something out there.
Yeah, that's right. It was Calvin Coolidge who did it in 1926. He was the first president to send out White House Christmas cards.
Ford.
Yeah. Women do purchase 80% of all greeting cards. That actually doesn't come as much as shock to anybody, right?
No. Honey, can you?
And then birthday cards are the best-selling greeting card by far. The number two best-selling card is sympathy. I've never sent a sympathy card.
Oh, you haven't?
No, that's an odd one. And I've never received one. Even when my mom and my uncle and my other uncle all passed in a short period of time, I never got one sympathy card, I don't believe, from anybody.
Oh, that makes me feel terrible.
No. It shouldn't make you feel terrible. I don't expect them, but I found that to be quite odd that sympathy would be so high on the list considering so many other things. Like congratulations on the birth of a child, retirement. I mean, so many other things. But sympathies are up there. A couple of things you may not know about greeting cards before we make it over to.
Then what the hell did I write all those mom words in? Because I definitely wrote you something in a card, and it was about the passing of your mom.
You may have, buddy. I'm sorry. I did not. I don't remember getting one. Did you mail it to me?
No. I think all three of us. In fact, we have a video recording of me kind of goofing it. I messed up in the sympathy card.
Well, my apologies. I never got one in the mail.
Well, okay. I mean, I'm just throwing this out here. I don't know if you actually got a sympathy card for me because I goofed it. I bombed it.
I threw it out. We never gave it to you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. So I'm right. That's good. Okay. Most greeting card purchases are between what ages? Most greeting card purchasers are between what ages?
21 to 34.
Okay.
32, 45.
Okay.
46 up.
Yeah, no, 35 to 64.
Really?
That's a demo here in the radio business too, by the way.
Well, I would imagine because that's the marriage, birth, graduation, retirement. That's that whole life cycle is right in those 3 decades.
And that I learned by doing a little. That means more than anything when it comes to greeting cards.
Hell yeah.
Although baby boomers buy more units, what group of people have spent the most on cards since 2015?
I'd say that's got to be millennials.
It is millennials.
They're the ones getting married and having babies.
That's exactly the reason. It's like, you watch it through ages, and millennials are experiencing those things now.
Right.
That people do that. But boomers buy more cards, but millennials spent more since 2015.
That's because boomers are losing more friends. They have fewer of them, whereas millennials are still right in that ripe age of another baby shower.
Yeah, right. According to research, the most beloved card to receive is which one? In other words, from people who've received cards, what's the most beloved card that you will receive in the mail?
The one that holds cash.
That's funny. No, that's not the answer.
My answer.
Yeah, check.
No.
I'll go birthday.
No, not birthday.
I'll go Valentine's Day.
Christmas greeting. That's my favorite.
No.
I love when all the
Christmas
families.
cards?
Yeah, Christmas cards when families are just flexing.
This makes so much sense. It's the card that says
graduation.
Just thinking about you. Just a little note. Haven't heard from you in a while. Hope all things are well. Just thinking about you.
Like Elmo did?
It's the most revered greeting card that you can receive, according to Stacey.
That font better be good. If you have a bad font and that's the message, I just imagine that same sentence cut out of cart or magazines.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of weird and creepy.
Just thinking about you.
Greeting cards date back to ancient China and Egypt. By the 13th century, Europeans were sending New Year's and Valentine's cards on woodcut boards or early paper.
Wow.
So it's not that novice of an idea. It's been happening for eons here between humans. Thoughts?
So we did talk about this a little bit, but my mom is in town. She flew in last night, and today I took her out to lunch, and today was the first time she got in my new car.
Oh, wow.
And I think she loves me now.
Oh, okay. She didn't before.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So
a whole different vibe.
So we're going to talk about that experience?
Absolutely.
Doing that next.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Major problems reported now on I-4 westbound due to a serious crash that is blocking all westbound lanes on the interstate near the 429 exit. Looking at major delays east and westbound as well for those traveling between the Greenway and the 429, as well as between Osceola Parkway and 535. If you see other traffic problems this evening, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds, free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and privacy, and a free Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line with nationwide 5G included, all while saving big. For the big speed, big reliability, and big savings you want, get Spectrum One. Just $49.99 a month for 12 months. Visit spectrum.com/big deal for full details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
What's up? This is Will I Am. I'm joining Stand Up to Cancer and Providence Health System to let you know that colon cancer affects the Black community at a higher rate. But there's hope. If you're 45 and older, go get a colon cancer screening right now because it's 91% beatable if detected early. Ask your doctor or go to providence.org/colon cancer to determine which screening option is right for you.
Pucker up, Central Florida. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way overpriced value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Let the professionals at Fence Outlet save you time and money. We handle everything from the free estimate to the install. We do it all. And you get 0% financing. So come into Fence Outlet or visit fenceoutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Are allergies holding you back? Take control with Aspire Allergy and Sinus, your one-stop solution for a breath of fresh air. Our expert team offers comprehensive allergy testing and cutting-edge treatments so you can enjoy life without the hassles of sneezing and sniffles. Say goodbye to allergy and sinus struggles and hello to a healthier, happier you. Go to AspireAllergy.com today to ditch those temporary fixes and schedule your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Vito's or Fishbones. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, Orlando. For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
You heard the man, and cash is your 6 o'clock keyword. Get over to realradio.fm and send that off. Try to win that cash. Guys, we had a winner yesterday in the 5 o'clock hour. Let's get that money out there again. Cash, C-A-S-H, is your 6 o'clock keyword. Again, go to realradio.fm and send it off for your chance at $1,000. We would love to have you win faux show. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack as well.
Hi.
Let's get to some Ross thoughts.
It's weird.
My mom
It's funny.
dropped a hammer.
Sometimes.
Oh, man.
It's Ross. Spelled like sauce.
I've done that, if you know what I mean.
It's Ross Thoughts.
I don't.
I'm not going to look into that. I'm not going to ask you to show your work on that one. Do not elaborate. No,
I will not elaborate.
Yeah. So, Jack, you weren't here Monday. Confession: I'm speeding now. I'm a speed demon. I break the law daily.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm shocked. They call him the White Flame.
The juice is worth the squeeze, man.
It
feels so. It's so much fun.
How much more alive are you these days?
Very.
Yeah.
Every now and then, that's just what happens to my voice. I just drop it.
Yeah.
Because I'm so aggressive and serious.
Yeah, but you got to learn how to recognize those unmarked cars, if you know what I'm saying.
Honestly, this is kind of my game plan. If the car in front of me is going fast, I will go as fast as they are.
Mm-hmm. They call that keeping up with the flow of traffic, and it does not work as a ticket deterrent.
Well, it's a numbers game. So now, at the very least, if there's 2 cars speeding, I look at it like, well, at least I got a 50% chance that it won't happen.
Buddy, listen, you are now in the world of speeders vernacular.
Oh, yeah.
Let me go ahead and help you out with one.
Stop it. He's making me hot.
Let me help you out with one. Here's another one you need to learn already.
All right.
They can't pull over everybody.
Yeah, I love that.
I was just drifting.
They can't pull over everybody.
I was drifting.
Yeah, I'm just keeping up with the flow of traffic, officer.
Yeah, I'm going to have that. That's my same response as the same people as Jan 6. You can't pull over everybody. What are you going to do? Stop us all? The hell do you think you are?
Yeah.
So I go ahead.
I'm speeding and I'm going to Pelosi's lectern.
And so I go ahead. I get this car immediately last weekend, or it was 2 weekends ago, and I drive out to Lakeland for a gig at a comedy club, and my wife is with me, and she like legit gets emotional and cries because we've never had anything this nice.
Right.
Yeah, you've basically been driving a coffin for the last 15 years.
It is like
you have been driving a coffin.
My last car should have entered in like Tom and Dan's soapbox stuff, and I would have finished fifth.
Right.
Like it's not a good car. It's just
there's some biology happening in that
there's
thing.
Hep A all over the walls.
Yeah.
There's so much bad. But so I'm in my car and I'm driving with my wife and she gets emotional and she starts crying. I'm like, I know we did it. We saved up enough money. We got the right car, the car that I wanted, the car that I convinced you that you wanted. Like
we all won here.
We all won, and she's happy, and now that's making me happy. And I'm thinking, man, that's gonna be. I immediately picked up on my wife literally perceiving me as a different person.
I like this
because of the car.
Some juice, huh?
And
a little bit of juice.
Yeah, like I am more attractive ever since the seats became leather.
Well, that and the speeding.
Oh yeah,
and the speeding. So
and the nice wheels.
That's another thing too. Is that when my wife saw me, when my wife saw me go 80, she was like, "Oh my, I didn't know."
You had that. That's right.
And guess who had the same exact response? My mom.
Really?
She was sitting shotgun in the car today on the way to lunch. I'm like, Mom, watch this. This is econ mode. Look at this. Look how fast we're going. Look at that. Now watch this. Hit it sport mode. I pass somebody, and it's fun. I'm not going to lie. I flexed on good old Mama Bear. And I cut a rug behind this like Camry, and I took off, probably hit 85 just to slow down to go back down to 70 just to show her off the car. And she goes, the first noise that leaves her mouth sounds like R2-D2. Wow! Like sounds like R2-D2 like underneath like gunfire. And then the next thing,
like a fat kid singing the chocolate fountain.
Dude, she loses it. It sounds like she's on the front row of a roller coaster. And then after I passed the car and I slowed down, she goes, "Oh my God, this whole time I thought you were a puss."
Oh my God, almighty Ross. Ross. Wow.
She called me that.
Oh, sorry.
Wow. So for the last 15 years of my life, my mom has just thought I'm some super beta because I'm going 5 underneath the limit. And I would also like to point out, she's not alone. Everyone has definitely looked at me as me and my speed limit in the past, and also I'm guilty of this as well, of saying that was a personality trait. My world has gotten rocked.
This is an epiphany.
I don't know who I am.
Yeah,
I bought a car, and I thought I knew who I was.
You got a pinky ring?
I got a pinky ring. Honestly, bought the car because of the pinky ring confidence. So it was just a lot going on. And then when my mom tells me that, and she, reveals that, like, yeah, I think of you as a man now.
Wow.
Like, essentially, she's doubling down.
That is so harsh, boss.
And then she just asked me to drive like that again.
Damn, really?
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Mom got requests.
Yeah, she
requesting her son to speed.
Yeah,
but break the law. Break the law.
Show me your man.
I thought that was like still in the movies. I thought that was just like in TV shows of status and car and, a person's relationship with society and their car.
No, your manlyhood and machismo and identity wrapped up into what you drive.
I had no idea. And now, dude, I'm trying to buy some stuff for it. I'm trying to tint my windows.
Come on. Okay.
Oh, no, that's good. That's good to do in Florida.
Yeah, that's good. But do me a favor, and I'm really begging you.
I'm going to buy the boxing gloves too.
And by the way, thanks to the texters, drafting, not drifting. Drifting is going sideways.
Stop with the tinting. Call that good.
No.
That's the only thing you need to add to the car.
Yes.
Just tint the windows, nothing else. No lights, no spoilers.
But Jim, there's so many lights.
I know, but none of
How
that,
about
buddy.
that?
Please
How's
don't.
the sound system?
And they look cool.
Yeah, those things have good sound systems.
Good sound system?
It's a good sound system. I haven't maxed it out yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I haven't needed to, so I guess that's the answer.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Let's go back to the lights. You can make them purple, Jim.
Yeah, don't do
I
it.
know.
buddy.
With
I'm
the underrays.
I am
And then get
begging
some
you.
hydraulics in it so you can drop it at
Oh,
the light,
man.
and then lift it up. And
I do find it, I think it would be really cool to either have the fuzzy dice or some real old school stuff.
I'll get you a Colombian flag.
I like the Puerto Rico
Just
boxing
change
gloves.
your name to Ross Rodriguez.
Yeah. The glass is half full, but legit.
I know. Get a decal on your back window that says Poppy.
Oh, please, Poppy.
Poppy. Gringo Poppy, white Poppy,
Poppy Paget.
sour cream Poppy.
Oh,
Vanilla Poppy.
Vanilla Poppy.
Vanilla Poppy.
Oh,
Vanilla
my God.
scoop.
Poppy corn.
Poppy corn. Poppy corn.
Scoop of vanilla.
White corn? Why am I corn?
White?
Oh. I thought it was teeth yellow or something. I was like, I looked into that a little too much. My bad. I got offended for no damn reason.
Yeah.
There.
Exactly.
You said corn. I was like, shut up about my teeth.
Call yourself the Jaundice Streak.
Yeah, Jaundice Streak. The vertical banshee.
Oh, the vertical banshee.
Yeah. They call me 9-ball because I'm just a little bit quicker.
The 80-mile-an-hour sheet of paper.
Yeah, call me 9-ball because I'm faster than an 8. That's also a billiards joke. I kind of want to name the car too.
You want to name your car?
Yeah, dude. I mean, we're kind of doing it right now. Vanilla.
Casper?
So many people do, but
Yeah.
I've never.
I haven't either. Oh, I named my very first truck. I had a little pickup truck. I named that.
What'd you name it?
I don't. I guess
Come on.
No, come on.
Jimmy, what'd you name it?
Oh, come on. Stop.
Let's hear it.
Was it P-Wagon?
No, it wasn't the P-Wagon. I actually kind of forget because I had a couple of names for it.
No,
Come on.
It was canceled. You
Yeah.
called it something spicy like Chinaman or something.
I think it was like at first it was like Bitch Trip or something like that. Well, it's too
That's
small.
all class.
It's too small to bang in. It was a little bitty pickup truck. Anyway.
Oh, that would be awful. What do you have to do? You have to go in the flatbed? Is that how you lost your gate?
No, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, at least
Who
he's
calls
giving
it-
you some street cred.
Who calls your a gate? You mean my tailgate?
Tailgate, yeah. I don't know.
Oh, if I bang my tailgate off, that means I'm doing business, dude.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
you're just stretching a lot during it.
What are you going to name your car, dummy?
I don't know. I wanted to name it. I mean, it really looks like one of my cars or one of my dogs, but you can't just name it.
No, do not name your car
After your dog.
Zelda.
Yeah.
Or Hazel. My God Almighty! It can't be a name. It's got to be like Did you have a name?
White
for
Lightning.
Yeah, White Lightning, something like that.
All right,
I mean,
wait. I like White Lightning. Flip it. Make it a sauce. Black mayonnaise. Those are your raw thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
All right, 407.
Nailed it. Black mayonnaise. Blayonnaise.
Don't say it. Don't call it black mayonnaise.
Blayonnaise.
Don't call it that.
Mayonnaise.
I'm going Blayonnaise.
Don't go
We
Blayonnaise.
just named it Blayonnaise.
All right,
I'm
407.
going to have to figure out the spelling, and the decals are on its way.
916-1041. Your 6 o'clock keyword is cash, by the way, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Back in a sec with more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio. At 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
A vehicle fire has blocked all westbound lanes on I-4 this afternoon near World Drive, causing major backups near the Disney exits. Looking at a slow ride for those who need to travel between US 27 and the 429. Major delays reported between Osceola Parkway and 535. If you see other traffic problems, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Dive into hibernation mode with a huge deal on deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Shop now and save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get free and fast delivery to your door. Restrictions apply.
Make your dream of a new Pavers driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest Pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Pucker up, Central Florida. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way overpriced value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Hello, this is Susie Essman and Jeff Garland.
I'm here.
And we are the hosts of the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. And we're going to be rewatching and talking about every single episode, and we're going to break it down. Oh, and we're going to be joined by special guests, including Larry David and Cheryl Hines, Richard Lewis, Bob Odenkirk, and so many more. And we're going to have clips, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So listen to the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Is that a horse?
Actually, it's a wild stallion. Since Navy Federal Credit Union's Platinum Card made it easier to tame our holiday debt, I wanted to see if I could tame something else.
Uh-huh.
Help me saddle up. I need to pick the kids up from school.
With a low intro APR on balance transfers, the Platinum Credit Card lets you take control of your debt. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/Platinum offer. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. And be sure to look for our brand new Tools Ace Hardware store coming to Hamlin soon.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the fourth window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Get ready for the big game with the free iHeartRadio app. Pre-game with perfectly tailored playlists like Big Game Party and more. iHeartRadio has the perfect soundtrack for your pregame party, whether it's just you or a block party for the entire neighborhood. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Big Game, and listen now. Make the big game great with iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need new windows? Then you need Mike and his team at hbnusa.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Ross, you absolutely need to name your cars. I've named all of mine. First one was a 1989 Honda Accord. She was Old Faithful. I then had a white Nissan Altima, who was White Lightning. Then from there, a black Toyota Solara convertible that was called Black Mamba. And now I currently have a red Tesla with white interior. Want to know what her name is?
Peppermint
Red
Patty.
Velvet.
Oh, really?
Oh.
I thought she was going to say Peppermint Patty.
I like that you took a stab at it, though.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Candy cane.
Candy cane is
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
And I went to high school with a girl named Candy Cane. I did. 2 Ks, by the way. Candy Cane, KK.
Oof.
Damn.
Yeah,
Let's not hope for a crystal middle name.
Right. She was 2/3 of the way there. All right, 407-916-1041. Again, your 6 o'clock keyword is cash, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm and send it off for your chance at that $1,000. Had a winner yesterday at 5, so get that money. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Sorry, I got a little burp there. My apologies.
Texting service is recommending that I get a vanity license plate. What are your thoughts about those? I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, like on air or something.
How about Saucy P?
Do not. Man, I got to tell
Big
you.
star.
It's a room divider.
One of the biggest ironies in the world is one of the most arrogant radio people I ever worked with in my life accused me of being an arrogant narcissist one time when we got into one of those old 90s radio battles.
Do I happen to know who this gentleman is?
You know this douchebag by 100. I mean, this guy's just not a really good dude, right? Just a real one of these stereotypical radio people you hear about from the 80s. Don't look me in the eye, curse out all the sales reps, just a complete diva douchebag. And he called me that. And this guy had not only his on-air name, but the call letters were his license plate.
He was also known to like to imbibe and would also spend his time on the air ripping into law enforcement.
Yeah.
So when he got pulled over years ago in front of the station and everyone drove by seeing that name on that car and knowing who that is.
I mean, you're going to say stuff like that and then literally have your name and your work address on your vehicle as its identification. Anyway, what are you thinking about?
Well, there's
Funny
a
boy.
whole bunch.
F-U-N-I-B-O-Y.
Yeah, be hip.
Funny boy.
I don't know if I could do it.
Saucy P.
Dude, it's the same reason why I don't have a tattoo. I think that they're cool. They're awesome. But
pinky ring.
You want me to? Oh man,
The pinky ring is the tattoo of jewelry. The pinky ring is the tattoo of jewelry, and it may be the back tat of jewelry.
So I have a talk back that points to why Ross might not want the vanity plate.
All right.
I like how the guy who said he started going to the doctor to get lower insurance rates is speeding and knows he's speeding and doesn't care. Let me tell you about your insurance rates after that speeding ticket, Ross. I don't know if that juice is worth that squeeze.
Yeah, he's right.
And so you are also identifying yourself as a public speeder.
Yeah. What would it be called? Would you use the word white in there? I think you should, as much as possible.
You laughed on that.
Poppy Blanko.
Was that another burp?
Poppy Blanko would be the greatest. Man, I'm changing my name to Poppy Blanko. Who doesn't want to be Poppy Blanko? Oh, my God.
Poppy Blanko
Why
is the
isn't
decal on the back window, and pinky ring is the personalized tag.
Oh, my God. Poppy Blanko is all the life.
Well, the show title is Poppy Blanko and what is it? Blayonnaise.
Yeah. Coming to a town near you.
I just, if I could defend myself a little bit, I hope I don't get a ticket, but you have to understand, this feels like 16-year-old Ross all over again.
New.
I feel like I'm driving for the first time.
Buddy,
I've never been in a car that can do any of this.
Live your life. You live your life. Don't listen to these texters. You live your life. You have fun. You do it. You do what you deserve. You've earned this.
Yeah,
Poppy Blanko.
Yeah, I don't know. Now that you say it like that, now I'm like really scared to speed because I feel like you know something that I don't.
I got it. Meth kid. I got it. That's it. Meth kid. That's the one, dude. You'll never get pulled over with that.
Yeah. No, I think I might.
Even the cars on meth at speeding, it works.
I even feel like when I drive by police officers right now, they're like, no way. There's no way he's driving that thing.
No, they think you stole it.
Yeah, they think I'm wearing some like stony baloney beanie. I've got chin hair that should be chopped off months ago.
They're wondering why it still has catalytic converters.
Yeah.
I thought he's supposed to steal those first before he takes the car.
Do hybrids have more or less or the same?
Of what?
The converters.
Oh, I think it's about I think they're all about the same. I don't think it's I guess they're obviously different designs, but I don't think. I mean, you don't have a super big motor, right? It's like a 4-cylinder, right?
Yes.
And then you have the electric motors for the hybrid part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jack, you have a 4-cylinder as well.
Yeah.
Is yours turbo?
No,
It's not.
no.
Mm.
Top trim, they do have turbo in my.
Got it.
Yeah.
And is yours a turbo? It's not, right, Ross?
No, I don't think so. No.
Oh God, you don't think so?
No, I know it's not. I know it's
Drives
not.
like it.
But Jack drove the car.
But it's a touring car, so it says Honda Accord T or something like that. LT
It
or
says
ST.
touring. Another thing that I was thinking about investing. What do you think about this?
Yeah.
This one might make you squirm. There's something about the font of the word touring on the side of the car, that little plaque. I want to take it off. How do I take it off?
You put you get thread.
Yeah, right. You get like
you
a
take
cake
a piece of
cutter or something.
No, it's a piece of thread, and you work the thread behind the decal, and just kind of work it back and forth like it's a saw.
What about using dental floss with that?
Floss, thread, whatever. It's the same, kind of same thing. And you just kind of work it back there, and it kind of peels it off. And you take some goof off. You got to make sure it doesn't do your paint.
And
bad.
because my car has been such a topic on this show, I got a Honda Accord Hybrid 2021 Touring Edition, like their top trim used.
That's for the Leos out there in case they were wondering what they were looking for.
yeah. Do you have a steering wheel cover?
No, I don't need it. It's wonderful. The stock standard leather cover is all big and plump.
What is hanging from your rear view right now? That is key.
An E-Pass with one suction cup.
Okay.
So it looks suicidal. Dude, my E-Pass looks like it's about to jump at any time.
Like it's missing an eye?
Yeah, it's missing like one of the suction cups. So it just looks like it, wrote love on her arms for a summer.
What percentage of people do you think actually have like a name? I think it's mostly a girl thing, isn't it? Or maybe a redneck thing for their truck? I don't think dudes,
My brother named every car he's ever owned, and I don't name any of them.
Yeah, I've never named.
Well, this one I do call the Silver Bullet.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I think my first truck was a little Chevy Love, and it was yellow. And my friends called it something else. I changed the muffler on it to make it as loud as possible because I want to be as obnoxious as possible.
No.
I forget what I called it.
Bring them back. Bring back Muffler Jim.
Yeah.
You don't forget.
Yeah.
You just don't want to say
I
it.
can't remember what it is. It's not good.
Did you stomach it? Put it somewhere let me put this memory where I'm going to forget it.
Look, like any high school kid, I think the P word was involved.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean.
I've never been, it's weird. I've never been the biggest fan of that word. And it's funny that I say that because my mom just called me one today.
The P word.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would react if my mother called me a P word.
And that's when people are always like, "Wow, Ross, I can't believe you were talking to your mom like that." I'm like, dude, hop on in the fam. Tell me how you communicate.
Yeah, get on board.
Or get on board.
It's like talking to Barkley.
She was giving me dead arms when I was 8, 9, and 10 years old. Every time.
Dead arm.
Yeah, dead arm, punch, dead leg, punch buggy.
Oh my God. And you said she's like just sits and eats a block of cheese?
There was a couple of times, definitely in my childhood, where we just ate a lot of cheese. It wasn't government cheese.
Yeah.
She would splurge and get some good,
good cheddar.
then it would always oxidize itself. You know, you always have to put like a cheese condom on it whenever you put it in the fridge.
What's OKP drive?
She drives. I know it's blue. God, it's a Nissan.
Like one of those little SUV things, like a mini SUV.
No, it's either a Nissan Sentra or a Maxwell, a 2018. Okay, and she loves it. She loves the color.
Nice.
She's a big fan.
Brand new?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. As she keeps telling me, I only have $700 left on this car, Ross.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
When did you buy it? 1982.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Rollover loan.
Yeah.
Does she drive a lot? I mean, does she still teach golf? I can't remember.
She does still teach golf. She's moving to Florida with the intention of teaching golf.
Get her down here and tell her I'm got issues, man. I was playing great about 4 months ago, and now I don't know what the hell's going on. I mean, it's the stereotypical thing of golf. You go through these things where you play a lot, then all of a sudden you think you got it, and you go out one day and you don't have it, and then it's sideways for 3 weeks. And I've been hitting balls like crazy trying to beat it out of my system before I go to play this tournament up there, and it is not working.
Oh, yeah, you have your tournaments
I couldn't play anybody right now. Yeah, next month.
March.
Yeah. March.
So you're playing bad. Do you want to play Sunday?
Yeah, right. Well, I found this little game that I say game. It's some guys I used to play with years and years ago. And they have a standard game on Saturdays and Sundays now. I've kind of started playing a little bit, but I don't know, man. I'm playing so bad right now. It'd be embarrassing.
Yeah. My mom is very excited, though, to move back to Florida, and I just hope that as, one of her kids, this is one, I know I'm not alone. In fact, I know all of you guys have dealt with this. You're dealing with this. This is arguably the most human experience that I have ever had.
Dealing with your mom and dad getting older and kind of figuring out what their plan is going to be as they go forward. If they don't make any plans, it doesn't sound like she made a lot of plans.
Yeah, I would say that's more true than not, but it's really isolating when you are faced with situations that you would honestly maybe ask a parent back in the day.
Right.
But the problem is that there's no parents for the situation when you are dealing with your parents.
Yeah, see, Jack had his mom live with him until she passed. She was with you guys like 10, 12 years?
14 years.
14 years. My mom lived with us for a very short period of time. She just got homesick and with her mental illness would not stay. I know that your mom does not live with you, but she lives close.
Yeah, 2 blocks.
Yeah. Do you think she ever would? Is that culture different when it comes to that? Because I always thought, and again, with Hispanic families, that it was no big deal for mom and dad to come back home or for the families to cohabitate.
Yeah, no, I know like in Colombia, kids don't move out of the house until they get married.
Really?
Yeah, it's changing now.
Yeah.
It's changing now.
Oh, man.
I've never seen you feel verbal, physical pain before.
Yeah. It's a very strict culture. Like I told you earlier before the show, my mom and dad never dated alone. There was always my grandmother, my grandfather, or one of her brothers. They were always chaperoned.
Really?
Always chaperoned. My mom didn't wear her first pair of jeans till she was living in the States and was married.
Wow.
My grandfather didn't believe that women should wear pants or flat shoes, for that matter.
Flat shoes.
So in the Hispanic culture, it's believed that you bring your parents home before you put them in an old folks' home.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of alluding to with the earlier, yeah.
So, eventually my plan would be to have like a mother-in-law suite or something on some property where I could take care of her and keep her closer. But she's independent now. She still works full-time. And
I was just wondering, how are you going to do that with your home right now?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of a tight fit.
Yeah.
Mom,
you know that she shed?
Mom, we put some real good blinds on the front porch.
Yeah, exactly.
my best friend is Puerto Rican, and honestly, I picked up a lot of Puerto Rican values growing up because I was always over at their house, and kind of I wasn't part of the family, but I was
part of the family.
I was a cousin. I was like who's this little Wendy's girl knocking on our door?
That's Papi Blanko.
It's Papi Blanko. I'm Papi Blanko.
With the pinky ring.
Who's the slice of white bread and all these wheats?
Yeah.
Who brought the white rice for the frijoles?
And I have talked to my best friend numerous times about how his family is just filled with teamwork. They have plans. The parents are setting future traps for the kids to exploit. Like, it's insane to me. And then I look at my family and I'm like, coin flip if we like each other. Like, honestly,
from week to week.
Yeah, you know, like, you don't get to choose your family. You love your family, but sometimes you don't like them. And I look at my friend's family and they're really good at not liking each other, to the point where I'm like, you guys are like a collective honestly like a wolf pack looking out for each other. And I just honestly never had that. I never experienced, at least maybe I'm being a bad son or a bad person or a bad family member. I just have looked at some of those events from my friend and gone like, oh, that would be so dope.
Yeah, we've had a Hispanic family that's close to us for many, many years, going back to when I first moved to Orlando. It's the same exact thing. And can I tell you something? Your cousin might as well be your brother. I mean, they don't really look at those titles like that. If you're in the family, you're in the family. There's no hierarchy really, except when you get to the parents and uncles and stuff. But if you're like a cousin, a brother, or whatever, it's like all the same level.
So you would be family.
Well, a great example. This is such a perfect thing that just happened. My best friend, my Puerto Rican best friend, he just got a car. I just got a car. I went to a dealership. His brother got him that car because he saw a good deal online and went, I knew you needed a car.
Wow, really?
Yeah. It was used. It's call it for what it is. It's not as nice as mine, but it's also his brother looking out for him and knowing you're going to need a car. I found a great deal. You should do this.
Do they need another family member? I know a high mileage white guy.
I know
a high mileage white guy that needs some support, some familiar support.
If there's one thing that I truly believe in, and I'll try my best to implement this in any stage of my life, is that when you have people that are on the same page and they have the same vision and they all have the same goal, my God, mountains can be moved.
Yeah, and the thing is I'm not saying American families are fractured, but what I do think is American families have so many opportunities that it's hard to unify a family into one kind of goal, as opposed to maybe a family that spends a lot of time together and they all have the same unified idea of what their future and their kids' futures should be like.
I think it comes down to one of the saddest home security videos I ever saw was a mom coming home with 4 different bags of food. Dinner's ready, and everybody came out of their little caves and grabbed their particular food that was ordered and then went back.
Yeah, dipped back into their room.
Dipped back into their room. Dad dipped back into the office. Yeah. Mom went in front of the TV. That just wasn't allowed in our house. Right. Answering the phone wasn't allowed. I mean, when it's mealtime, it's mealtime. And when you have a strict mother that will hit you with the chancla from across the room, it's just it's the reasons, the reasons that changes.
The only time we had that is when I was back in Palaca when I was younger, around the church. Because everybody went to church. So that Sunday would be like the time that we all got together and we would do something together. Our family was pretty damn tight up there, though, man. I mean, you kind of roll up under the Watsons and you were thick in it, man. They were, we were a pretty tight group because we all had to lean on each other because we had nothing. So, when one family was short, the other family would step up. When that family was short the next week, that other family would step up. It was kind of, we got each other's back like that, but it was still kind of fractured and odd, because everybody was kind of a different part of the family. But when it hit the fan, we all kind of came together.
And I don't want to, generalize, even though it's kind of hard not to when we're talking about the differences between maybe the teamwork and continuity between a white family and a Spanish family. But a white family, I could feel that sometimes a mom or a dad going, why would you do that? It's a dog-eat-dog world. And in a Spanish family, they would go, come here. Watch out. It's a dog-eat-dog world.
Right. Yeah. Pull you in.
And put you under their wing.
A little bit instead of kicking you out of the nest. My mom has told me multiple times how she raised me. And she says it with pride. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I just know it's a lot different than my best friend.
Yeah.
Which was, I just waited right until you were right about to hurt yourself or hang yourself, and then I would come in and save the day. So you got, Jack, Jiv, you let me know.
Well,
there's some truth to that. I agree with it, but
there's a theory of preparing your child for the road ahead or preparing the road. And if you prepare the road, your children are unable to deal with the obstacles they are naturally going to face in life. So learning firsthand, it's like touching the stove without, your mom allowing you to get seriously burned.
Yeah. Hopefully with some fake heat.
Sterno. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Don't forget, you got a few minutes left for your keyword CASH, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm. Send that away for your chance at $1,000. Cash is your 6 o'clock keyword. We'll have another one at 7, 8, and 9. And then reboot it again tomorrow morning with the Monsters in the Morning at 9 o'clock. Let's load them up for last call. Guys, a little joke, a little fun. Call back, something to make us laugh. It's your turn to do the show. 407-916-1041. 5 lines open. Grab one of those now, and we'll do last call right after this.
Got something to say?
Oh, my God. Don't look, you son of a bitch.
Call now. 407-916-1041. Last call. Sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword free heart scan.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
What's going on, Central Florida? I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Berggren. Finally, rejoice. That thing in the sky is back. That would be the sun. It's going to be with us through the weekend. You might have forgot what it was. It's going to be a little breezy tonight, but not as much as the last few days. Winds are calm again tomorrow. Next thing to know about is Sunday. It gets really warm, 80 to 85, and then there might be some showers next Monday. To be honest, it doesn't really look like a lot, but we'll keep an eye on it for you as we get closer.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Ends 2/10/24. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Look, man, when you have a bad bathroom in your house, it really can make the entire home feel a little bit wonky. But here's the thing. You don't have to deal with that anymore. Whether it be your master bath or your guest bathroom, Rebath in Mid-Florida is here to replace or remodel the bathroom that you have right now and make it a bathroom of your dreams. Somewhere you want to begin or end every single day of your life. They do this every single day, and they've been doing it for years in Central Florida. Dave and his son Josh are the team that really do the job for you. And let me tell you something. These guys are hands-on. When your job is getting done, there's a real good chance one of the owners may be part of the crew that's doing your install. That's how much they care. And if you go online and you look at the Google reviews, you can see so many 5 stars saying something like this. We absolutely love our new shower. Keith, Dre, Sean, and Zach went above and beyond to make the process as seamless as possible. They were friendly, professional, and respectful guests while in our home, along with being very, very clean. We could not be happier with our finished product. Over and over, that's what you hear customers of Rebath saying. And the reason why is they're damn good at what they do. So good, the big box stores that do the DIY stuff, you know, the blue and the orange, they trust Rebath to install the bathrooms sold in their stores. You can trust them as well. Get the great products, get the incredible design, and get that great install time of only 4 to 6 days with a lifetime warranty. You can't beat them. Showroom is easy to find, 436 up in Altamont. But log on to the website, look at the before and afters, then book your appointment. It's rebathmidfla.com.
Life is too short to let allergy and sinus issues hold you back. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we understand the impact these challenges can have on your life. Imagine a life free from constant sneezing, itchy eyes, and sinus headaches. Our expert team provides comprehensive allergy testing and personalized treatment plans, ensuring your specific needs are addressed. Simple relief, better life. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, visit aspireallergy.com to schedule an appointment. Aspireallergy.com, and tackle your allergies head on.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Doctors take Field of Greens for their own health. Here's Dr. Ryan Green to explain.
We're like you, too much fast food and not enough exercise. That's why I take Field of Greens. The fruits and vegetables in Field of Greens support my heart, lungs, kidneys, and metabolism for weight loss. And Field of Greens promises your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back.
Get 15% off with promo code RADIO at fieldofgreens.com. That's promo code RADIO at fieldofgreens.com. Product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Guarantee Media is giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99. But you must tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. Text your answer to 96551 and you'll you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. If you're one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, we will include a second bonus destination to Orlando, Florida. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. And be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included, plus 4 days in Orlando for only $99. Tell me a country without the letter A in its name. Texting your answer to 96551. That's 96551. This is not a contest. It is paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
It's time for more Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, what's up, Ohana? Hey, Ross, listen to brother Jim. He's right. Live your life. But remember, bro, less is more. Better to stay under the radar. You know, you dress your car up. Have a good time with it. You worked real hard to get where you're at. But don't draw attention to yourself no matter where, how, or what, brah.
That's true.
You have one good ones. Aloha, everyone.
That's why you always buy a black or like nondescript color car if you're going to get out there and get crazy. Because if you get a yellow or red car, they get pulled over at a much higher rate. You're doing fine, buddy. You're doing fine.
I've been told that. I think that's one of my earliest memories, I feel. That red cars and the color of your car with insurance.
Yeah. Just think about it. I mean, when you hear
right,
what color do they make the big sports cars? You know, I mean, what are the most popular Ferraris? They're red and yellow, right? Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Porsche is red, yellow. Sports cars are those colors. They're flashy. It's supposed to be like that, but they also make it easy for cops to see them coming.
I'd be a little bummed out, honestly, if that day ever happened. It won't. I don't think I would ever want to do this, but if I had a Ferrari and it wasn't red, it would have an asterisk for me.
Yeah, really? It'd have to be red?
Same here.
It's just...
I think it would be black. I love black.
I honestly, red isn't my favorite color, but it's a Ferrari.
Yeah, it's a Ferrari. Right,
and it
Enzo
feels...
red, right?
Yeah, it just feels like it kind of has to by Italian law.
Yeah.
Interpol might catch you.
You know, the funny thing is, would it be a Ferrari for you, like sports car guy? Are you a Ferrari guy? Would that be what it would be for you?
Honestly, I
for
played
the supercar guys.
No, if I was a supercar guy and a gun to my head, probably some like Skyline,
like a Skyline type.
Yeah,
thing?
and that before they got like Americanized. Remember that they had all that time that they're like not street legal here in the States, man.
Right. Oh, yeah,
it's too much car.
Right. That was the greatest advertisement. It was like Coors beer back in the day.
Yeah, and then
people were dying to get Coors beer. I was like, it's okay, but because you couldn't get it here, people were dying to get it.
There's a lot of Porsches that I like. God, Tomorrow Never Dies Aston Martin was so dope.
Jack, what do you like? I know that you're not like a sports speed kind of guy, and I would have no idea of sports cars what you would like. I really would have no idea where to begin. You and I have never had a conversation like this. Like what kind of like a sports car that you would like?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I had the Lamborghini pictures on the wall, the Ferrari.
Like the Countach and stuff like that?
The first car I remember caring about was the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, dude.
But at that age, I wanted one the size that Tattoo drove on Fantasy Island.
It's a good one.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted a mini version of that Trans Am because I figured, that's something I could drive until I get a real car.
Isn't that funny? 2 out of the 3 guys on this show, and I will tell you, I'm about to add it, make it 3 out of 3. Their supercar experience came from watching James Bond movies. Like, you get introduced to supercars. For me, like the Lotus Esprit.
Yeah.
Was the very first time I saw a Lotus Esprit was in a James Bond movie. So, like, James Bond introduced us to a lot of these weird, wacky kind of cars. For me, it's weird because I have a love for a certain car, but I also know the most reliable of all those supercars by a million, and one of the highest resale values of all those supercars by far are Porsches. And I would probably have a really nice turbo Porsche because they're so reliable. It is like you could have it as a daily driver. It doesn't cost you $100 billion to have anything done like a Lambo or Ferrari. Some of those things, they literally have to pull the motor out of the car to do the service on it. 10, 15 grand just to touch it.
One of the cars that I think you see a fair amount on the roads. I say a fair amount. You still get excited when you see it, but the i8.
Oh, yeah, that's a cool looking car. The BMW one?
Yeah, the BMW i8 makes me feel like I'm looking at a computer with wheels. It's so futuristic.
Dude, the Ford GT. The Ford GT is a badass ride. Deb, what would it be for you?
Bugatti.
Yeah, that's a big car, though. I don't know if I'd want a Variant or not. I get it, though, because it's a badass ride. But
Ferrari was always my first love because of Tom Selleck. And then my next door neighbor in Green Bay
Had a Ferrari?
Had that Ferrari.
That 328 or
And
308
let me
GTS?
lay on it and take a photo.
Really?
Oh, boy.
Where's that?
How old were you?
I was like 14.
Okay. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back.
Maybe 15.
It's not
And then-
That's not. It's in the right direction, but not enough.
And then when I moved to and then when I lived in San Diego, one of the things that we would do for family fun on the weekends is drive up to La Jolla.
Oh, yeah.
To go watch the sea lions because, the wild sea lions hang out on the rocks there.
Sure.
Free entertainment. And walked by my very first and only Ferrari dealership and just stood there and was like, wow.
How cool would it be to rip a Ferrari down the PCH? Oh, God, it'd be so great. All right, 407-916-1041. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
We want to thank zoo teachers Ava Ortiz-Fetter and Jamie Ling, along with Willie the Gopher Tortoise from the Central Florida Zoo. Don't forget their I Love Indigos event this weekend. I'll be posting the Animal House podcast. Also want to thank Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell, Sweet Heat, Truth Dragon, and last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
For sure. Jack, do we have a question of the day?
We do, brought to you by HBNUSA.com. How often do you get sick? I gave you 4 choices, once a year, twice a year, more, or never. What do you think was the most popular?
I think most people are like us, dude. I think most people get sick about once a year.
53%, most people, once a year. What do you think came in second at 26%?
God almighty. This maybe 3 or 4 times a year?
Never.
Oh, wow. Wow. My wife was one of those people. She got sick recently. It's the first time in years she's had that and never had the flu. Never run like a fever, a really bad fever ever. Stand up?
Yes, in about an hour. I'll be opening up for Ben Bailey at West End Trading Company out in Sanford. And then this Friday, I will be doing a 10 o'clock show because the 8 o'clock sold out. 10 o'clock show. Tickets are still on sale. RossComedy.com. I'm going to be down in the Milk District.
Very nice. Go check him out. Like I said, that first show did sell out, so grab tickets at 10 o'clock show.
It's a small room.
It is a small room. All right, 407-916-1041. Let's get to it. Richard, last call. Richard, last call.
You there?
Yeah, buddy. Go ahead.
Tell Ross to put on his vanity plate Reefer 1.
All right, buddy. We'll do that. Reefer 1, Ross.
Reefer 1.
That's what
Reefer 1 over and out.
Big T, last call.
Good afternoon, Colbert crew. And Ross, do not have a problem naming your truck. I definitely named mine, and because mine is bright yellow, I gave it the nickname Tonka.
Oh, that's not bad.
that's
Not bad. Man, I got to tell you, this car naming thing on the texting service went bananas.
Yeah, it did.
People have been texting for like an hour about this damn car naming thing. Insane. Angry Eric, last call.
Cheerios is a General Mills product, not Post, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I
shots
said
fired.
It was Snoop Loops. Won't you listen? Jim, last call.
Hey, I just want to say, what about Deb's 3000 GT?
Did you have a 3000 GT, Deb?
No.
Okay, good. There you go. And let's take us home. Mike Larson, last call.
I think that was the photographer.
Well, you know me. I'm avoiding KFC and 9-volt battery jokes, but I feel the need to press on because I'm Mike Buzzer Larson. Are you ready, Jimmy?
We are.
Holy smoke. What's the difference between a light bulb and a pregnant woman, Jimmy?
I don't know. What is the difference between a light bulb and a pregnant woman?
You can unscrew a light bulb.
Okay.
Oh, Jimmy, the buzzer.
Thanks, Mike. We appreciate that very much. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Tomorrow coming up, we have Danny Meyering for Date Night Done Right, and we'll have our buddy Glenn Klausman in for Colbert Court. Of course, your text, talkbacks, all the fun stuff, and 4 more opportunities for you to win $1,000. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow